What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast. I am your host, Cody Adams, and I'm joined here by my co-hosts, Jacob Pierce and Steve Crowley. We are coming to you on this sad May Day, May the 3rd of 2026. Our Celtics just got eliminated by the Sixers last night in Game 7 at home. We have a lot to discuss, boys. A lot to dive into with the Celtics team. So we're going to discuss the series. We're going to review the season in hindsight and potential offseason moves. And then we're going to do our biggest winners and losers draft for the NBA playoffs first round, both conferences. Boys, tough day. Tough day. How are we feeling? Yeah. How are we doing? Are we all okay? We all made it through the night. That's good.
Is it good?
Debatable. Debatable. No, it's good. Listen, it's I'm gonna be a lot more positive on this than I think some of you will be.
You know you're gonna be more positive than
I made a lot of peace with this series, I think 2 games ago. And it's disappointing regardless. Like I'm still sad about it. Like I'm upset, I'm raw, but I'm a little bit more at peace with the outcome. I guess there's nothing else to talk about other than to jump into this thing. I mean, blew a 3-1 lead.
Yep.
Where do we want to dive in?
The team overachieved all year, and then they did not. Then they sort of underachieved in the playoffs. It's just kind of just how it went. In our front, like our bigs especially overachieved. Like if you look at like the impact versus pay for Keita and Garza and Baylor, who's sort of a power forward in ways. But yeah, they just all fell short in the end. And it's tough to like hold them to this like standard that they had all year, which no one was expecting other than Steve on the Keita side. But yeah, it's just tough. It's tough.
I mean, we're gonna go into what went wrong with this series. But let's just start off with Game 7 because I think that's a little bit indicative of what you just said, Jacob. Is that our bigs definitely overperformed all year. Keita was great, all year. Just straight up great, especially for his price tag. And I would love to see him come back, maybe with an extension. I think he's our best, not a big maybe not a starting big, right? Not an elite big, or dare I say, yeah, not a starting big, right? Especially when you're playing against a guy like Joel Embiid, but a guy who's worth at least $10 million a year. I do think center is a deficiency going forward, but our bigs let us down last night. The only one that showed up was Keita, and he, unfortunately, a lot of the problems we saw earlier in the season with him was he got into foul trouble, and he was not available for much of this game. Jason Tatum, unavailable for Game 7 with a tweaked leg, right? I'm glad we didn't play him in the grand scheme of things, but Jesus, did we need him at times when Keita was in foul trouble. Just another big body to throw out there because Luka Garza was just food for Embiid. Vucevic didn't play, and he was a severe disappointment all series. Our bigs let us down. And the Sixers, credit to them, took complete advantage of that fact. And Embiid dogged us.
Yeah.
He just straight up did. And Tatum not being there, that shouldn't have been something that held us back. But mixed with what I just said, and the fact that our bench scoring was miserable pretty much all series. Jaylen Brown had no gas anymore. It just kind of all came to fruition in Game 7. And the Sixers just put it to us. So, having said that, we at least fought the whole way through. I mean, we clawed back in the fourth. We got it to 1 point. We even took the lead in the fourth, I think, for a brief minute there. But the Sixers just had their stars. And they had the talent to beat us at the end and take the lead and wrest it from us and win by 9. But what else went wrong during the series? That was just Game 7. Is that sort of what went wrong all series, or what else?
You just got punked for the last 3 games of the series, really. Like they out-physicaled you. Like you tried to play to get whistles instead of trying to play to get buckets. There's a lot of that going on, a lot of complaining to the refs going on instead of playing through. You didn't win the margins in like most of those games. Like you lost the 3-point shot. Every game that you lost this series, you lost the 3-point shot to them. Like that's something that we've won all year long, and that's how we win games. And you weren't creating the right threes. You were just throwing up the first one you saw, which is reverting back to the way that they used to play, which was not the right way to play. You didn't beat them up on the offensive glass the way you needed to. Like, this is a team that you could have gotten a bunch of offensive boards with your guards coming crashing from the corners. You didn't do that. Didn't play with hustle. Like, you went away from the guys that got you there, which I thought Mazzulla kind of came up short on that one. Like, he shortened the rotation so much that you didn't have any energy guys coming off the bench anymore, and that's what got you to 56 wins this year.
Well, I mean, it's particularly galling. Just two things. One, I disagree with the amount of the threes. A lot of those threes were clean, especially in Game 7. They were good looks. There was the occasional, Derek White's 35 feet out and just throwing it up. That sort of was disappointing, but a lot of those threes just were clean and they never fell. I'm thinking in particular, Peyton Pritchard got a clean look there in the fourth quarter. Hugo had 2 clean looks from 3 on the corner that he didn't hit. Hauser was really the only person that could shoot from distance that game, and basically for the entire series.
But there's a lot of like one pass, shoot a 3. There wasn't a lot of breaking down the defense, getting to the middle, then kicking it out for a 3. Like, you could get better threes than we got in the last.
We couldn't really break down their defense.
Steve. That was one other thing that was bothering me. Was like, you're just getting out physical on the perimeter. Like, that shouldn't happen. And like,
isn't that a testament to the Sixers though?
You're trying to attack the Maxey matchup, but you're trying to attack him from 35 feet out. Like, that's not how you attack Maxey. Like, he's too quick. He's just got quick hands. That's why he's bothering JB's dribble all game. Like,
Maxey's a great perimeter defender, Steve. He's a great perimeter defender just because of what you said. He's quick. He's never out of a screen. When he gets screened, he's never gone for too long.
You attack him by attacking him inside. Like, hey, I got to take you to the rim. Like, I don't back out at 35 feet with a guy who's that fast. Like, that doesn't. You lost all your advantages that way if you're Jaylen Brown, and that's how we were attacking Maxey all game. Which was.
But also, we didn't have a stretch big out there. We didn't have a stretch big out there in Game 7, which
is another thing. It's like you traded for Vucevic, and you stapled him to the bench for Game 7. It's like you could have tried something out there. Like, Garza scored 0 points tonight. Like, you could tell me that he couldn't have taken a couple minutes from Garza.
He was pretty bad all series, Steve.
Garza wasn't any better. You got to try something. It's the first time in NBA history that a team has started 3 players that didn't score.
Yeah, okay, tough. But it's Ron Harper, it's Luka Garza, and Baylor Shireman. It's like
if you're gonna hit the button, then like you got to at least let the guys play. Like, Ron Harper played that first stint. I don't think he played again afterwards. Like, I didn't see him do anything wrong in that first stint that he shouldn't have been playing. Walsh was stapled to the bench for half the series. He's their best defender on Maxey.
I mean, what is Ron Harper going to do against that Sixers team? He's not a great 3-point shooter.
He's a good 3-point shooter, and he's also a physical player too. That's 6 fouls you can have out there. Like,
okay, fair.
Physical, like,
I don't need 6 fouls, Steve. I need scoring.
We needed a lot of things last night that we didn't get. Like, we needed somebody to break down the defense too, and we didn't have that. I mean, Jaylen Brown went out and had 33 points, but it was like a forcing everything, like trying to get whistles that weren't there. Like, it was not a good offensive game for them, obviously. Like, you scored 96 points, 100 points. Like,
yeah. To the defense, like you said, like Jordan being the best defender. Like, I feel like Hugo could have been a great defender on Maxey all series. It was tough to ask him to like suddenly start. Like, obviously he didn't shoot that well last night, but it's also hard to ask this kid to shoot well in his first touches in Game 7. You know what I mean? Like he didn't play at all. No, exactly. And he had such a positive impact net wise. Obviously, his like few easy buckets that are given because other people's gravity didn't fall. But like, he could have warmed up with this series a little bit if we didn't put him to the fire and and we saw his impact. Like, imagine how I feel like we would have done much better with VJ in general and with. I mean, VJ was on and off, but yeah, VJ and Maxey. I feel like Hugo's literally the perfect player to stick on him. We just didn't push that button until too late.
So it seems like you guys want to put a lot of the blame on Mazzulla.
There has to be some. Like, it's got to be some on Mazzulla for sure. Like, you're going to push the button in Game 7 and start Ron Harper Jr. and Baylor Shireman. Ron Harper Jr. hasn't played at all this series, and now he's starting. Like, that's a weird one. You could have started Walsh over him in that spot. Like, somebody that's been, like, actually played this series. Like, there's a lot of weird things he did there. But there's a lot of, like, the Celtics players themselves. Like, Derek White did not play well this series at all.
He had an awful
Game
series
7 was good, but other than that, like, every other game was just absolutely atrocious.
He was a zilch. on
I mean,
offense, but he needed to play.
He was great in the first half. I mean, his defense is always unbelievable. Like, he's always going to be up there. His plus minus is never going to be bad because good things happen, but you need him to be a scorer, too, on this team. And he
Absolutely.
scored the ball great in the first half, and then the second half, he got 2 shots in the third quarter. It's like, that's another thing that, like, Mazzulla has to work on. It's like, hey, that guy's one of our scorers tonight. Like, we got to make sure we get him the ball, get him some shots. Like, they weren't attacking Embiid as much as I would like them to. Like, they weren't bringing him out into the action up top. Like, they were letting him just kind of hang out around the rim. Like, that's not how you beat Embiid. Make him work on defense.
You don't have a stretch big.
Either way,
he doesn't have to come out.
Get him in the action with a big screen. Like, have guards that set a screen on Maxey so that you can get Brown downhill on him, get him to work, you know? Like,
and that worked a lot for the game. When we did it, it was executed pretty well. It's just that we didn't do it a lot.
Yeah, which is tough.
A bit also has to fall on Jalen too, unfortunately. He had more turnovers than assists this whole series, and he was the worst margin of the he's supposed to be our number 2, which in like all of that, like, but the way he talked all year, like in calling himself the best two-way player and that he could man a team, like I didn't personally expect him to have to do that, but he kind of set him up for failure, talking all like that all year, and then that last few, he had a few chances to kind of take the game last night. It felt like he had 4 possessions in a row, the 1-point game, and he had pretty easy looks.
Celtics lost.
What part of that is like his fault?
Shots.
No, that's ugly.
Like,
and a lot of them were pretty easy.
Game 5, you missed your last 16 shots in a row. Like, if you don't execute in the fourth quarter, you're not going to win. And that was the problem with this team, was you got outdogged in the fourth quarter with the physicality of it. I mean, look, you can say Cato was in foul trouble the whole time. But I still would have liked to have seen him start. Like, that's like you're going to start at a lineup that's never played together, and you're watching Jalen turn and throw the ball to the corner where there's supposed to be a shooter, and there's just nobody there in the first quarter. Like, that can't happen. Like, I like to have Cade out there just for the physicality and let him just play through it. And if you have to go to Garza, you have to go to Garza. Because when he did play tonight, he was
legitimately very good.
Great. He had 5, 6
4 for
dunks.
4 immediately. Like, he was impactful both ends of the floor. It's just unfortunate that Mazzulla had a pretty tough task. He had to manage his minutes because he got 3 fouls well into the second quarter, but pretty quick. And a lot of those were ticky-tacky. I can't believe you called that, but hey, that's basketball, baby. Like, Embiid is really good at drawing that shit out of you.
Embiid gets the fucking softest whistle I've ever seen. He just dribbles into you and throws his arms up and it's like, all right, it's a foul. Yeah, and he gets grabbed on a rebound and then it's a foul. It's like, all right, everybody's grabbing everybody on a rebound. Like, how is he getting this call right now?
I mean, that's really what did the series. Is we were up 3-1, and then Embiid really got unlocked, and then it became a really tough matchup. Then we were matched up so well.
The minute he came back to the series, their offensive rating jumped up 15 points. That is huge.
That first game, the first game. Also, it felt like Tatum wasn't really healthy in Game 6 either. So it's I feel like the one healthy game we got out of Tatum versus Embiid was great. Or no, it was the second to last. Yeah, whatever. But we did get one full power Celtics game where we kind of dog walked them, and then Tatum kind of started feeling the leg issues, and he wasn't able to be as much of a stretch big, and then we're relying on journeyman centers, unfortunately.
It's just frustrating to watch them play against Embiid again. It's you play against this guy every year, and you can't figure out that he's gonna foul bait and just send 2 at him with your hands up late and make somebody else beat you. That's how we've beaten Embiid every single year of his career. And it's now all of a sudden we forget to do that. I didn't see enough doubles on Embiid last night. He was doing whatever he wants to your centers all series.
You can't really double. Everybody on their team could shoot. You can't really double
and beat you. See if Edgecombe can get hot, because all the games that they lost, Edgecombe didn't hit a 3. Every game that they won, he did hit a 3. I
mean, he was pretty electric last night. No,
that was another thing that was frustrating. It's our defensive rotations were so bad this whole series. I was watching them hey, I'm going to help off of a shooter. What? Edgecombe already hit 4 threes, and and Jalen's helping off of him on a drive that doesn't need help, and then it turns into an Edgecombe 3. And it's what do we? That's just bad. That's just mental mistakes. Kelly Oubre sliding down the baseline behind Derek White twice for dunks of a weak double on Embiid. If you're going to double Embiid, full on double. Don't just step up a little bit halfway between.
We're talking about this a lot, like, and as we should, because the Celtics definitely choked this one away, and they deserve a lot of the blame. But Philly, I just want to flip the frame. Philly really won the series. They fucking fought their ass. I'm honestly, the most shocking part about all of this is that Philly and Embiid were able to not choke it away. Like they fought back. They showed real toughness, real fucking toughness. And one of their players, who's a starter, is a rookie, right? And the other one's Tyrese Maxey, who's not really been tested a lot, but has definitely cemented himself as a top 10 player. And Embiid, obviously, he's been in and out of the playoffs. He's a former MVP of the league. Injury prone. He's not right. He's still not right physically. He was getting stretched out.
He's coming off of an appendicitis fucking surgery, like emergency, like appendectomy, and that's what, like, I see what you're saying. Like, they played great and they played tough, and like we give them credit, and we should give them credit. You came back from down 3-1. First time ever that they've come back from down 3-1. It's the first time ever the Celtics have lost a series being up 3-1. But at the same time, if you look at that roster, you're telling me that we should have lost 3 straight games to them? Like, no, like, we choked away Game 5 by missing 16 straight shots, and we choked away Game 7 by missing 14 of the last 15.
We shouldn't have choked it away, Steve, 100%. But that series is a lot closer than we thought it was going to be on paper.
We all talked about us fucking gentlemen sweeping them if they had Embiid coming back, and we just lost in 7. So it's like you cannot lose a series to a team where their second best player just had an emergency appendectomy 2 weeks ago, and their third best player is a 36-year-old Paul George. Like, I don't.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to understand what happened on paper is that the series was a lot closer than we thought it was, especially 3-1. We still should have won the series and won at least one more game, but our 3-pointers fell off a fucking cliff, and the Sixers have a decent recipe to beat us. Like they or at least to take advantage of our deficiencies, especially when Tatum's not playing in one of the games. It's Nick Nurse, for a guy who I just said probably should get fired, egg on my fucking face. That guy dominated the second half adjustments because they basically they won almost every single third quarter. And won the series. So, Mazzulla kind of got shit on in terms of the coaching race.
It was funny to like see Sixers fans be like, "Oh, here comes the third quarters. I hope the third quarter Sixers don't happen." And I'm like, I didn't watch you guys all year, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about because has not been happening in this series. They kept like predicting that the third quarter Sixers would come back. It's like that sounds like something we would say about the Celtics because there was a year I remember that being a big issue.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. And which was all coaching, like you're saying, to kind of come out different and hot to start the third.
It's tough. It's a bitter pill to swallow. I leave the series sad and dejected, of course, but like, I don't think we should be too hasty. I think there's a lot to build off of. And like I said, I think the Sixers are a lot better than definitely we gave them credit for, but a lot of people give them credit for. Especially considering they're playing the Knicks next series, which is an interesting series. I know the Knicks fans are all happy, and they should be, right? Because they don't have to play us.
That matchup.
I like it too.
A lot of fun. I mean, you got Maxey versus Brunson, and you got Embiid versus Cat. Like, that's fun.
And then you got Paul George, who is like officially back. Like, Paul George is back, right? To being a good player again. Like he toasted us.
He's definitely good to see series, that's for sure.
Yeah, like and even then, their rotation was pretty decided. Like, they got Bona out of there. And they have guys like Quentin Grimes, who was legitimately a game changer.
The spark plug.
He was all over the fucking place. High energy defense. He was never scared of defending anybody, and every single shot he got, he basically hit. He did his job.
Shout out Drummond too.
Well. Drummond, fucking yeah. Drummond, 38-year-old Andre Drummond, kind of ate our lunch, and it sucks.
It's so funny to say that because he's only 32.
Oh, he's 32? I thought he was 38.
Yeah. No, dude.
Jesus.
That's always the craziest thing.
He's been in the league for fucking 35 years, but no.
Yeah, he could legitimately, he could have a Brook Lopez end of his career where he's like, I can shoot now.
I mean, he was pretty knocked down when it came to those catch and shoot corner threes. So.
Yeah, it changes his game. I mean, this broadcast was rightfully kind of crediting him there. They're like, he's making the adjustment you have to make at this stage of your career. Like I heard a little blurb about that. I was like, yeah, that he kind of is playing himself back in the league, like into a real. He was in the league the whole time, but he was like a backup center on the Bulls,
Almost like a joke. Yeah,
yeah. He like injured Alex Caruso on the Bulls is the last thing I remember. Just running into him at half court. That's like the last thing I remember.
He was trying to injure
yeah,
some of our players too, but like not trying to injure, but like
no.
he was being very physical with
He's
a lot
just a
of us.
clumsy hoss, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. For the series, I just got to get who's the MVP of the series. I think it's going to be Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I mean, he flipped it
Or
completely.
Maxey.
Yeah,
Maxey deserves some credit
Maxey
here
played
too.
unbelievable every single game that series, and he closed it out against those two with those back-to-back buckets in the fourth quarter.
The reason I'm giving it to, and not that Maxey's definitely has some health issues too, especially with his hand. But the way Embiid fought through that and fought back to be there, that's real fucking nice resume stuff. Like he officially got the monkey off his back with the Celtics.
I mean, they had him on the fucking bench, stretching him out like a fucking bluefin tuna getting pulled up by the fucking chains. Like, it was fucking unbelievable.
And not only that, twice in Game 7, I'm pretty sure in the game before that, he had his own players or the other players dive into his fucking knee, which if I was a Sixers fan, every single time that happened, my heart would stop.
He was limping around pretty good after a couple of those at the end of that game.
Maxey, I think he was trying to take a flop. Maybe not. Maybe it was an offensive foul on Jaylen Brown or whatever. But he went flying back into his knee, and it was like you could hear him go, oh, like, and he started limping immediately there. Like that was frightening for the Sixers, I imagine. But he still fought through it and played.
What's funny about you saying he got his monkey off his back was that the ultimate monkey off his back's next series with the whole conference finals chat.
Oh, it's already fired up.
Like hopefully he's not like being like, oh, I did it. Because like obviously beating us is big. Like Sixers haven't beat us since the 80s. They kept saying that over and over again, which is, it's almost like it's a pretty hard run for them. That's for sure. People talk about the East being a cakewalk. They're going through the season, then Game 7 and then the Knicks, and East is not a cakewalk this year. That's for sure.
Nope. It's hard fought battles across the board.
I do think that the wings for the Knicks are going to be too much for the Sixers, though.
Yeah.
And you got OG and Mikal Bridges versus Kelly Oubre and EJ Edgecombe. It's kind of...
Mikal Bridges is kind of a huge loser.
He has not been playing well but I feel like he's going to, looking at this next matchup coming up, I feel like he might have a better series.
I mean, I tell you what, whenever we play against him, meaning the Celtics, he fucking tends to light us up. So.
I unfortunate for the Sixers, Mikal might have gotten that demon out of his system with that fucking last game they had. Do you know Mikal was 10 for 12 that game?
Yeah, but come on, they were dead.
That was all those games in college when you play like a really shitty fucking team to start. Like,
yeah,
Alabama plays like fucking St. Mary's School for the Blind week 1. It was like their warm up. Like, that's what that was for all those guys. That was a confidence booster.
Yeah, the Knicks really they figured that the Hawks out after game like 4. It was over.
It took too long for them to figure that out, but they got out there without any injuries, so that's all you really care about at that point. And this series obviously went 7, so
huge.
And we were looking at it like, all right, you lost the game to the Hawks, like, all right, sweet, now we can take advantage of this, and then we didn't even fucking make it out of the series. So
yeah.
Do you guys have anything that you're looking at going forward with this team? Well,
hold on. Before we do that, Steve, we got into a bit of an argument in the group chat. You said this season was a failure, right? Because of the series, and there's definitely validity to the argument. I'm not saying you're wrong outright, but like, I do really think that, including myself in this chat, in this conversation, lost frame of this season. Of what this team was in terms of talent and its competitive chances going all the way. I think we lost frame, and when you're rolling out, when Joel Mazzulla has to choose between Neemias Queta with his 5th foul and Luka Garza to stop Joel Embiid, who's cooking, it's a catch-22, I think, for Mazzulla, and it's just it's indicative of the fact that we just weren't that talented of a team. to beat
mean-
a team with 3 Hall of Famers on it.
I've seen Daniel Tice get rolled out there against Joel Embiid and we've won that series. Like I've seen Daniel Tice, Kelly Olynyk back in the front court and beat Joel Embiid in a series. So I don't want to hear any excuses about that. Like that's just
Okay,
one guy
but
does
they-
not
they-
beat you. Joel Embiid is not that good. He's not LeBron James carrying this team to a
not just one guy beat us, but that was just an example. Like obviously Maxey is who he is now. Like Maxey's a top 10 player.
Maxey played great.
And then you got VJ Edgecombe, who is a rookie, but he's definitely better than
He's got the
your
fucking
standard
juice.
rookie.
He's
He's going to
got
be a
the
starter in this league for at least 15 years.
I think if there wasn't Cooper Flag and Con Knipple, I think that he would have had a running at Rookie of the Year. I think he would have got more talk about that.
In a normal year, for sure.
I mean, he was the favorite at the beginning of the year.
Just fucking different. So
first 2 months into the year. And Paul George, who's a Hall of Famer, definitely at the end of the day. But
I feel like that's being revisionist to look at Paul George being like an impact player in this series at 36 years old. Like
he was an impact series player in the series. What are you kidding?
Yeah, I mean, he played okay. It wasn't the reason they won.
No, but just any solid shooting off the bench, though.
But to
Not off the
put him
bench,
in
just
as
any
like,
solid.
hey, like, oh, they had 3 Hall of Famers on this team, and that's why they won. It's like, no, they had 2 guys playing at Hall of Fame level, and then Paul George was also there playing at a regular starting wing level, like a Mikal Bridges level.
Okay, fine, but okay, that's we're getting into this. My point is that to start the year, we didn't even think this team was going to be here. Then we started getting a lot of building on that momentum. We didn't know Tatum's going to come back, so we were still pretty capped at what it was. Then Tatum came back, and he was still pretty good, and then the expectation shot through the roof. But this team is definitely fundamentally flawed. I think was fundamentally.
Do you want to look at it from the scope of what we thought this team was going to be in October, or do you want to look at it from the scope of what this team was going to look like in April? Like, because we were all talking about this team making the finals in April.
The projections of April disregarded the flaws from October and the entire season, for that matter.
Projections from April were based off of the way that we played for the whole season.
Right, but you don't play teams in 7-game series where you can figure out matchups, and I get it.
Look,
I get it.
I'm looking at it from a scope of in April, we were talking about this team making the NBA Finals. We were talking about the Sixers shouldn't be a problem, the Knicks shouldn't be a problem, and
no, I didn't say that.
I said that. Clearly, if you can look under my name right there, it says Steve does not know ball.
I didn't even do this.
Like, I obviously don't know what I'm talking about, but based on my expectations from this team and the way the East looked, like, we were looking at this team making the finals and having a shot. And we got bounced in the first round. That's a failed season in my book. If I want to look at it from the scope of October, then this might have been the greatest season that's ever been in the NBA. Like, I thought this team should have been tanking in October. So,
but why throw that away because of what happened last week?
Well, you have to throw it away because you see what this team is. Like, you have to throw away your expectations at the beginning of the year because your expectations evolve as you play better. Like, nobody expected Neemias Queta to be like a legit starting center, and he was a legit starting center the entire year.
My argument is that the projections in April were wrong, and they were wrong. That we should have really sort of been honest with ourselves when we weren't. We were hyped up with what we saw and what we thought would
You make
happen.
your projections based off of the facts that you have. And the facts that you have was that we were a 2 seed with 56 wins this year, and Jason Tatum coming back
from an Achilles injury.
And he played the best playoffs that he's ever played. He averaged like 25, 11, and like 6 this playoffs. All of his shooting numbers were the best that he's ever had. Like, all the numbers back up that this was the best playoffs he's ever had. So look, we're looking at a 56-win team. That's a 2 seed in April. Like, that's the facts that we have to work off of. With Jason Tatum coming back, looking good, because the end of the season he looked good.
Jacob, what do you think?
I mean, it depends. Like, I think this playoff run was definitely an L, but like on the net, I think it just went out sad. But I think that the year was amazing, like the season, and we just were more of a regular season team in the end than we were. Like, we see this all the time. We see teams that win via like power of friendship and effort, and then like when you get to the playoffs, the star
The
power is
talent.
really the star power is really what wins the playoff series. Like when it gets to slow half court offense and such, like we just weren't able to like effort because we kind of lacked the effort because we like the substitutions you're saying, but. Yeah, it's just tough. It almost feels. I mean, they went for the Super Bowl, but it almost feels like the fucking Patriots run where like people are trying to paint that loss as an L,
as
even
a
though
failure.
we were just hoping to get to the playoffs, kind of like this year, where we were just hoping to maybe get to the playoffs. We even talked tanking at the beginning of the year, and at least we learned a lot of good things about our young guys, and we'll go into the offseason moves, but I think
And we know what
Cleveland,
Jaylen Brown's fully capable of,
yeah.
and we know that Tatum is he's gonna be better than what we just last saw of him, which apparently to Steve was the best that he's ever seen him at. So that's like, I don't know. That's just like that stuff right there. The season, the fact that Mazzulla got a bunch of nobodies and Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Peyton Pritchard to basically the second seed. Like the season's not a failure. That's a win. And the fact that Jaylen and Jason played playoff basketball this year, that's also a win because it's not something that was predictable throughout the season. We didn't know. We just had no idea. And yeah, it's just hard for me to swallow the pill that we have to throw the baby out with the bathwater because we went out bad. I will say they fought until the end. Not that that's a moral victory. It ain't a victory at all. But that is indicative of the team and the mentality that was forged throughout the year by Mazzulla top down. So it's just,
I don't know. Would you call the Cavs' last two seasons like not failures?
No, they didn't have nearly as much hurdles to get over.
I was going to say, their talent, too, is like, usually they're losing to teams that are less talented. We can't say that we were less talented. Or we were more talented.
Right. Absolutely.
Like Tatum coming back was even a question mark the whole year. Like, it's even hard to even consider him. And then, like, the fact, like, also Game 6 was not full Tatum. And then, so we didn't have full Tatum. We didn't have Tatum at all Game 7. And we had, like, a limping Tatum Game 6, so that's like 2 games affected by that injury.
We could have had full Tatum in Game 6 and we were getting punked that whole fucking game. I don't think that would have helped at all. Like, I think they were just going to lose that game anyways.
Well, you can't say having a fully healthy Tatum wouldn't help.
I said it would have helped, but it still would have lost. Like, we still got punked that whole game. So I mean, I can't use Tatum as the excuse to why we lost this series. Like,
no. But that speaks more towards the talent deficiency that we had in other positions. You know?
I don't know. I'm not saying that like what we did this year wasn't special. Like being the 2 seed on a year where like people were talking about it being a gap year, like that's great. Like I love all that. Like it's a great moral victory. But if your expectations in April aren't June, then like why did you get to April then at that point?
That's a bit silly though.
And it's like you're facing a 7 seed. Like, it wasn't like you were the 4 seed going in here and you were facing a tough 5 seed. Like, you're facing a 7 seed for a reason.
But they're not really a 7 seed, Steve.
You can only go based on...
We're not really a 2 seed.
I mean, you can only go... We won 56 games this year. Apparently, we should have been able to fucking beat this team. That's what I'm looking at. Like,
but if we just look at the season,
if we went against the Knicks in the second round and lost, I wouldn't have called this season a failure. But you cannot go down in the first round to the Sixers with their best player coming back 2 weeks off of an appendectomy. Like that's where I call this a failure.
That's a fair point too. I'm not saying that there is credibility to what you're saying, but I think that you're really glazing over. You're just taking the base facts and the most recent, biases, like, and judging that for the whole season and being like it's a failure.
Look, the rest of the season was great, but like I don't like this is Boston. We don't play for like first round exits here. Like, and the Patriots. I see the point that you're making with the Patriots, but weren't we underdogs in every game in the playoffs for the Patriots? Like, wasn't like every round of the playoffs, weren't we the underdogs?
I don't know if we were for the Chargers.
Because the defenses that we're going against were unbelievable, but the offenses, we also like the Broncos game we played against Brock Osweiler? Like
No, we played against.
It was like that third string quarterback that like
Jared Stidham, wasn't it? Wasn't it the Stidham?
Yeah, Stidham.
Yeah, it was brutal.
But it
Like
was
it
on the
was,
road, and we were probably dogs because we were on the road. That's just
yeah,
how it
but you're
works.
also facing the third string quarterback, and that's how you end up in the Super Bowl. So it's like,
But also, that game we didn't beat them because we were more talented. We beat them because Sean Payton made a fucking fatal error in going for it on fourth and not taking a field goal.
exactly.
Like,
So it's like
that's why.
we can look at the Patriots season as like, all right, well, it wasn't a failure. It was just like
It
exciting
wasn't.
that they made the Super Bowl because it was like we weren't supposed to be there. Like
No,
Drake May's a
Steve,
second year quarterback. Like your left tackle's a rookie. Like
the Patriots season was exciting when we won
yes,
more than 4 games.
yeah, we were all looking at
Like,
that. Yeah, we're looking at that being like a shit team. Like it's the same. They're in the same boat almost as the Celtics, but like the Celtics played play 82 games and you won 56. Like, and you were a 2 seed going against a 7 seed with your best player coming back in the playoffs looking like himself. Like that's where the difference is. Like there wasn't any of
yeah,
that with
but
the Patriots.
It would have been like similar to like if we beat the Sixers with no Embiid, like you're saying, like if we scraped by these series with an under talented team because the other teams were injured. That's
yeah,
like if
and
if next series they didn't have Jalen, so we scraped by. Like, would that be more of a win? Like
No,
if we face
it
injured
wouldn't have.
teams,
No, it
because
would have
that's
been
what the
more of a
Pats
win,
did.
but it would have been. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The Pats, like, we look at that as like found money because like it was found money. We
This was
scraped
found
by
money.
against some
this
good teams.
season is foul money, Steve.
Yeah,
Look, it's
just
found money
just
if
because
you
the
look at
injuries
it from
didn't
the
go our.
scope of October, like it's found money for sure. But if you look at it from the scope of April and like what that team was and how that team was playing all year, like you can't tell me that you went into the series and didn't think the Celtics were going to beat the brakes off the Sixers because we
No,
have it on
I
tape
was
of all of us saying that.
I
100%.
also
And
didn't expect Embiid to come back.
that's where the season comes in as a failure.
That's
We all
also
talked about
true.
Embiid coming back, and we said that they were only going to win one game with Embiid. We all agreed. We was like, all right, it's a gentleman's sweep, even if he does come back, and we just lost in 7. So, like,
Yeah,
it's a failure regardless.
the series is a failure, yes, but that is, and
The series ended your
you
season.
keep harking back to the April projections, but my point is that was fundamentally flawed because the season was found money. We sort of took things that were not fluky, but not predicted, and that won't last over a 7-game series against the same team, and we thought that would carry us through into the finals, and it didn't because it's not sustainable through 7 games against the same
No,
team, where the
they didn't
team
do
is
any of
equally,
the
if not more
things.
talented than you.
They didn't do any of the things they did in the regular season to get to where they were. Like there was
But
no.
we shot 3-pointers a lot. That didn't help.
Yeah, we didn't take the right ones half the time, and we didn't get any offensive rebounds all series. You didn't win the turnover battle. Jalen threw the ball off his foot half the time he dribbled. Like Jaylen Brown had more offensive fouls than field goals, and I'm not
Also,
even
don't
exaggerating that highly about that either. He dribbled around like he was that fucking kid in gym class that played on the football team, doesn't know how to dribble, just fucking Heisman's you the whole fucking time. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Jalen
they're calling.
struggles against really good perimeter defensive teams, and the Sixers are that.
Yeah, well, that's another thing that Mazzulla has to work with. Like, hey, like if he's struggling with perimeter defenders, get him a shot
Yeah,
off the block. Like, get a switch on a maxi
absolutely.
down low, something like that. Get Embiid in action so that he has to get out there and move his feet. Like,
The offense
this is
moved
all
a lot
simple
better
things.
in the second quarter when Pritchard was the main ball handler at the top of the key.
Exactly, because
It just
that
did.
turns Jalen into like, hey, he can attack off of a weak side or off of a guy closing out on him. Like, there's all kinds of things that we could have done a lot better that we could have won this series, and we just didn't do any of them. And that's why I feel like if you lose to an inferior team in the playoffs, which this was an inferior team, then you don't deserve. That's a failure of a season.
I think that's where we're having a break here. They're not an inferior team. They're
You think
not.
that Sixers team is a better
Without
team?
Joel Embiid, is an inferior team, but they got him back.
Obviously, they aren't an inferior team because they won, but I don't know. It's just
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
I hear you.
I'm gonna have a
You're
bad taste in my mouth. We lost to the Knicks last year in the playoffs to finish our season. We lost to the Sixers this year. Like that's brutal.
This is the verbal debate that everybody who's a Boston Celtics fan is having internally right now. Was this season a failure? Is this like indicative that there's something really fundamentally broken with this, dare I say, Joe Mazzulla, the Jays? Is there something that needs to be fixed amongst those guys? Or should we just realize that, hey, we definitely overshot our coverage the entire year. And we just got stomped by a team that got hot and got healthy at the right time while we didn't. And I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, probably. I don't know. I think I tend to be more on the conservative side, being like, hey, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, let's see the Jays back together, healthy. Let's go into the offseason. I think Mazzulla's still a really good coach.
I agree with you on all these points. Like, I'm
I,
not gonna debate like get rid of the Jays, like fire Missoula. I'm not debating any of that.
that is going to be the debate, though. Now,
Fucking by idiots. Like,
well,
you got a fucking championship level coach that's probably gonna win coach. That has a shot at winning coach of the year again this year. And you have
It's also
two Hall of Fame players.
Think about the age of the role players too. It's insane.
They're all going
honestly.
to get better. They're all going to get better. Like, I
mean, our oldest player is
get even better
Vucevic.
next year.
And and he's probably not coming back as he probably shouldn't.
No,
and that's
I think he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Well, right, but you hope that maybe he'd take a deal to stay here. He's old.
After that performance, like, no, I'm all right. Like,
he'd have to take a minimum. I wouldn't want to pay him anything more than that.
I wouldn't even sign him for a minimum.
I want to pay an up-and-comer big, that's for sure, not him. Or just someone that's like 30.
I'll sign and trade him for Nick Claxton. How about that? Because I would rather have that guy on my fucking team than fucking Vucevic.
Well, I still think that we need a stretch big. I don't know where we're going to find that from. But I don't know. Vucevic is not, his defensive liability does not make up for his offensive production.
God. Especially because his offense was just so bad too. Like,
he could hit the three, but it's just,
he's so used to being a starter where everything went through him, where like he can like work his way into a rhythm. It's like when you're coming off the bench, like you don't get that opportunity to work your way into a rhythm. Like you need to go hit a shot off the bench. Like, no,
it was going to be a Herculean task for Kada and Vuce to go up against a healthy Joel Embiid anyways, just because it's Joel Embiid. I know he's injured, but he's still a fucking hell of a player.
I'd rather one of my stars be fresh off appendicitis than within a year of an ACL.
Achilles.
Is that a hot take? Achilles, yeah. I mean, like I feel like the appendicitis is a one and done procedure, and if it's done well, I don't think you'd have pain from it. Like,
yeah, but it just happened though. We just
also he's a guy who bangs
the
around.
The ACL thing is a lingering long term thing.
Side.
Yeah,
big old cut inside. He's banging into guys for a living. Like, I don't know.
I mean, we saw the end of the series. Like as soon as you get any sort of leg issues, it's Tatum now. It's tough, and he has to play light.
That was just like, hey, we're not forcing this off an Achilles injury, like to fuck up our next year. We just had a fucked up year. Like, we want everybody healthy to do this again next year. Like, with the appendicitis thing, it's like Embiid, they don't even know if they're going to bring Embiid back. Like, Embiid, they might trade him.
Well, he's not going anywhere.
They might trade him. You never know. Embiid's always hurt anyway, so they're kind of like, just throw him out there anyways, see what happens.
I would keep him. Honestly, at this point, the Sixers probably have a case for having like the best like turnaround 180 midseason, like, or not midseason, but at the end of the season. Like, this is why you have Joel Embiid.
Yeah, Paul George missed 25 games for fucking PEDs,
suspension.
I guess.
Yeah, and Embiid is going to miss time in the regular season, and that's just factored in. And maybe you can always make the argument that he shouldn't be getting paid that much, right? But this is why you have Joel Embiid on the team, because he can buoy you, and he's going to be the best big he's probably the third best big in the playoffs left, right? Second
left,
second.
There's only Vic's left because Jokic.
Yeah, well, right. I guess the question is, like, is he better than Chet?
Or Cat?
Or Rudy?
He's better than Cat. Well, we'll find out about Cat. We'll find out.
It's hard, and it's going to be hard to nullify Rudy's impact anymore. The way he kind of shut down Jokic. If you shut down Jokic, dude, like, gotta have a real big impact.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I guess, what we just kind of broke into the dichotomy of the psychology of where everybody in Boston is like, you're going to have your detractors being like, all right, it's been 2 seasons of disappointment in the playoffs, time to tear it down and rip it apart. And then I'm more of the, let's just go back to home base and recoup and retool. Like, let's retool. Yeah. I'm fully off of the blow the Jays apart. Like, I never want that. Never. I don't care what happens. We can never make the playoffs again. I want these guys to play together.
Not until one of them wants to leave.
Well, right.
Like, if one of them wants to leave. I mean, like,
and I guess that's a question for this offseason. Coley Mick said it on Twitter last night. Like, we'll probably never see the Jays play basketball again. He tends to get real defeatist and
I don't
sad
know if it
when we
was
lose.
that or if it was sarcasm. Like,
I can't tell.
Just don't listen to Coley off a loss.
He gets real down. And that's fine. You get real down. I was real down.
I yell. I don't get down. I get up and I yell and I get angry.
But I think
in the next couple weeks, I will just delve into a deep depression where I don't want to even see a green anything in my life.
I think the rational brain should take over and realize, like, hey, we're 3 years removed from a championship, a rousing win in the championship. Not like we scrape by at all. I mean, every series went.
Yeah,
either
but now
sweep or went 5.
We're looking at these as like, hey, you played injured players, you played injured teams. Like the Jays didn't do it without Porzingis and Horford through Holiday, and that's how people are going to start looking back at that championship. So
that's fool. People online,
Mazzulla without the super team got lost last year, and they lost this year. So that's how
okay, but.
I'm just telling
Mazzulla without a super team won 56 games this year, like you said, Steve.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying other people are going to look at it. I still think Mazzulla's unbelievable, but
your rational brain should take over and realize that the core is Joe, Jay, and the Jays, and everybody else except for maybe Derek White. I know he had an awful series and kind of a down year shooting wise.
I think he was burnt out from this year.
He's a winning player. He was a winning player last night. Like, he's still a guy I want. I'm ride or die with. Pritchard too. Pritchard is a guy who's maybe not untradeable, but he is a guy who's built for the future. Kata is another guy I want to come back, but this obviously now we're starting to talk about guys who you can move off of and retool and upgrade. We're all over the place with those guys.
To be fair,
I want that core.
To be fair to the people of Boston and New England after this loss, it's like, fan is short of a fanatic. Like, if the people of the next couple of days are really going to be freaking the fuck out about this, and I get it, you're a fanatic.
Yeah, get it out. Get it out.
But then, like, if you're still talking like this in a couple of weeks, then it's like, all right, now you gotta let your rational side of your brain take over.
No, and nobody wants to hear the rational take when you just got fucking pants, right? And nobody wants to be like, no, fuck it. Obviously, you're fucking wrong. Like, this team sucks, or like Mazzulla sucks, or Jason Tatum needs to go, or whatever. Jaylen Brown's overrated. All that shit. Like, get it out now. And then in 2 weeks, and especially when the playoffs are over, let's come back to the table and let's build for next season, because this team's going to be good again. Again.
Don't rip it down. Just rebuild. Like, you're going to get a full year of Jason Tatum next year.
Like, yeah. So it's what the offseason, I think what moves would you like to see happen? What is your big number one thing for the offseason? If you had to pick it right now. It's a little early to think about that, but
I want another ball handler. Because right now, I think there's too much on Derek White and Peyton Pritchard.
Anthony Simon's trade looks, that age, like fucking pure milk.
When Vooch is stapled to the bench in Game 7 and you're having a hard time hitting threes and scoring, like...
And the fact that he, didn't play for the last month, it's just,
That was injury, so I give him credit on that one. Like,
it's not his fault, but it aged.
And you couldn't guard a fucking paper bag blowing down the street. Like, it was bad.
He also couldn't get into the rhythm with the team because of that injury. And it's not his fault. I'm not blaming him, but it just happened that way. And the second ball handler, that would have been solved with Simons, who was clicking here, to say the least, when we moved off of him.
Tough. That's just tough. I have to just honestly just haven't taken a good solid look at the off-season free agents and any of that yet. I feel like I have to kind of take a deeper look where we can go. I think there's some coaching fixes with Tatum coming back. We need to pull a bit of a lever with the whole Jalen usage stuff, because I think I saw some crazy thing where we just have never won a series where his usage rate's higher than Tatum's. So we just need to kind of recalibrate there and work on that this offseason. But then also just kind of hopefully develop some of the younger guys a bit. But then on the offseason, I don't know. I just don't really know who's really available, honestly. I know Kristaps is, but I don't really want him back.
All set. Yeah, no thanks. Giannis is available.
Yeah, I'll give you a trade Nikola Vucevic for him. How about that?
They might do it, dude. They brought in Miles Turner and be like, problem solved. We fixed everything.
be honest, we got you Miles Turner. This will keep you around, right? Like, dog, like he's the most overrated player I think in the NBA.
I think the obvious answer, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about this, so we'll move off of it, but is to find a stretch big that is not a zilch on defense. I don't know where you're going to find it. I don't know who's available, like you said, Jacob.
How many of those are even in the league that are most of your stretch bigs in the league are zilches on defense. That's how they stay in the league because they can shoot.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to pay top price for a guy like Kristaps who can defend the rim when he plays, at the very least, and is obviously like a exceptional shooter, which he still is.
Triple
Anyhow,
J? I mean, we want to go delve into those talks again.
He's not going anywhere.
Kevin Durant, you are a Boston Celtic because the Houston Rockets probably don't want you anymore.
And that's a good segue, Steve, into our next topic, which is the biggest winners and losers draft. I read your dad's segue. No, I've never. I can't ride a bike, dude.
It's a fucking scooter, isn't it? Isn't it just you stand on the scooter with the handlebars?
It's like a two-wheeled little thing you stand on and you fucking go forward and backwards. I've never ridden, obviously.
Sounds a lot easier than a fucking bike to me. I don't know. You're talking about I can't ride a bike.
I can't ride a bike, just not well. And I just don't. I've never ridden one, I guess.
I don't lift weights because they're heavy, and I don't run because I get tired.
I definitely don't run because I get tired. I used to lift a lot of weights. I don't anymore because I'm also tired. Just in general. Anyhow, biggest winners and losers. Guys, the little ground rules here. It's snake draft. I picked the order. Steve, you're leading us off. Each time for the category. Well, not each time, but you're the starter. And we're going to go in descending order, right? Meaning your least biggest winner to your biggest winner being your last pick. No duplicative picks, but if you pick a team, like I could pick a player on that team, or a coach. And that's basically it for the rules. Let's start. Steve, your least biggest winner of the round one of the NBA playoffs.
Winners first?
Actually, yeah, let's do winners first. Losers is we can get into.
Yes, they're the losers for last, right? Fucking losers.
Yep.
I got RJ Barrett as one of my winners.
Care to expand?
He's playing great for the Raptors. He had a game winner the other night, back rimming in like the Tyrese Halliburton shot from last year to force 7. He's having like 23 and 11 or something like that for the series. Like RJ Barrett, we all thought that like he was kind of just a middling player, and he's really just playing unbelievable for the Raptors. Really helping him and Scotty Barnes, really kind of carrying him to there. Because BI's been out half the fucking games, I feel like.
The Maple Mamba, dude, he's from there too. He's doing it in his hometown. Oh, yeah. So it's pretty cool story. Yeah, I mean, this guy was picked in the 3rd overall pick in 2019. Like pretty consensus considered, like not a bust, but definitely drafted way too early. But I think it's a good pick to start off, Steve. He is having a good series. He's kept the Raptors in this with people coming in and out. A team that, most of us thought were going to get bounced quickly. They play tonight against the Cavs to see who the winner of that series is. And I honestly think that's a 50-50 game. I don't know who's going to win that. That could go either way. So, Steve,
James Harden's averaging 6 turnovers a game in that series. Like that's brutal.
That's pretty tough.
It's like he's like 6.7. No, he's 6.7 assists per game and 5.7 turnovers per game.
Oof, Mudone. Yeah, maybe he'll be on the losers list. We'll see. Kind of hard to say that with the series being unresolved. Jacob, your least biggest winner.
It's kind of an odd one because they got bounced in embarrassing fashion, but my least biggest winner might be CJ McCollum, just because he kind of was a rental in that whole Trae Young thing, and I don't think he had much expectation at all. And I think like this far into his career, it was pretty huge to see him kind of step up and hit game winners in 2 games. So I think he's the least biggest. If they won the series, I think he'd be like pretty high up there. But when they did win, it was kind of off the back of CJ, and it's kind of showing that he's like worth good teams pursuing him, I think, going forward. Because I think that was kind of a question mark going forward. But he can be a mercenary late stage.
And really, in hindsight, and like it's particularly crazy that he really only had one team that was a suitor, and it was the Hawks.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if the Rockets had this guy. Like, it's a different series. I imagine. Like anybody could use this guy. And yeah, he balled out to start that next series, and he's 34. You know, it's not he's not going to be able to do that every night, but he certainly buoyed that Hawks team and made that series competitive. So
yeah, it was almost like he got thrown in as just a filler for the month to make the money work. They're like, yeah, whatever, we'll take him. He's a vet. We can teach some of our young guys some stuff, and they went balled out in the playoffs and really took him farther than they probably should have gone in that series.
He's on an expiring deal, right? So he's a free agent, I believe, this year. I imagine he'll probably stay with the Hawks.
Look, if the Rockets offer him something, I can't imagine why he wouldn't go there.
Well, the Rockets are going to be, they have much bigger fish to fry.
It's kind of been like, he's at the twilight of his career, like we talked about. Like, I can't imagine him not trying to go somewhere to win a ring. Like, you know, you're not going to win a ring with the Hawks. Then you know you're not going to.
Do you know that? Wait a minute. Time out. You're putting the cart before the horse there. Do we know that the Hawks are not going to win? Like, the Hawks, they're real young, dude. Like, besides CJ, obviously. Like, they have legitimate pieces to build around. They're in the weaker conference, right? Like,
I'm going to let you know right now that I do know that the Hawks are not going to win a title in the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Look, I know it says I don't know ball. Maybe this is going to be another time I don't know ball. But if you're one of your top 5 picks, Zachary Ricochet is getting stapled to the bench in a game you lost by 60. You're not going to win a fucking title in the next couple of years. You can't draft well. You trade away like your only good players. Like,
dude, there's moves to be made this offseason with the Hawks.
If Giannis goes there. Giannis goes there, then sure, but that means that CJ's not going to be there because they're going to sign and trade him to fill in some of that.
No, you get Ricochet's ass right out of there with.
Well, you need to make the money work. They don't have anybody else signed for any money, so.
Dude, if they hit that draft right, that'd be so.
They don't need to make the money work, do they? But that means they can absorb a salary.
If you have to trade for him, you still have to come close enough to his salary to make it work. You have to come within like 70% or 80% of the salary to make the trade work.
Would you be okay? It's kind of hard to say. Would you be okay with letting Dyson Daniels walk?
No. Because that's a guy that you need around Giannis, another ball handler. I mean,
for what he does defensively, it's like, oh, yeah.
Only didn't average like 30% from the field.
Yeah, he's not a great scorer. Like, there's definitely a way you could talk yourself into it. I don't think the Hawks are going to win a championship. See, that's not what I'm saying, but like I do think that McCollum is a piece that you bring back if you do intend to build around Jalen Johnson and whatever other, like they have pieces. They have Kuminga out there, like playing real minutes, like who's actually all right. Like, huh?
He had a crazy dunk in game 6.
Yeah, dude.
Game
levitated 5. For that.
Yeah, like that's a guy that maybe, the Warriors could use, like, an athletic young player to score the ball for him.
Yeah, but at that point,
imagine the Warriors had a guy like that on their roster. Wouldn't that be crazy?
They had just frayed the relationship too much.
They fucking suck. That's not a well-run organization.
Oh my God, we're not doing that again.
Ryan Rollins was part of their organization. Now he's like in the running for most improved player this year when he's on the Bucks.
We're not doing that.
Hey,
again.
Did you hear what Draymond Green said? He said that Steve Kerr held him back offensively, and he would have had a better career without Steve Kerr.
Well, they don't know. Like, Steve Kerr's probably done there. Like they're probably done with him. But are you saying Steve Kerr's not a good coach? That'd be a ridiculous thing to say.
I think that he's a well overblown coach. Like, the team that he picked up went to the Western Conference Finals the year before, and then they got KD and won another fucking couple titles with him. So it's like
that 2022 win secured his status as a good coach.
No, that secured Steph Curry's status as like a top 10 player of all time, because that was all Steph. That was not.
It did that as well.
That was Ime Udoka running fucking drop with Al Horford for fucking every play.
It was not just that. They got a full team performance. Andrew Wiggins was electric that series. Like, guys who are no longer on the team.
I'll give the players credit on that one. I'm not giving Steve Kerr credit on that one. You see him almost choke away the fucking Olympics.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you.
Tatum. Like, I couldn't find room for a top 5 player in the league to play. That's weird. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're being real revisionist. My biggest My least biggest winner.
There's got to be a better way to say that.
I've said it 3 times now, and every single time I'm like, that's just confusing to me.
Please, somebody with a degree in English, tell us how to say that better.
My first biggest winner is the Raptors and the Cavs, the winner of that series. Whoever wins that, because 2 teams that, like, nobody really gives any chance to win the Eastern Conference Finals, right? They're fighting each other in Game 7. If you want to look at it like the Raptors, they made it a series, and they're fighting their balls off. The Cavs, they didn't go down sad. They're still fighting. Whoever wins this, their next matchup is the winner of the Orlando versus Detroit series, which is a rock fight, and will also resolve
I
last
believe
night.
it's going on right now, right?
No way.
They say at
It was
3:30.
at 3:30, yeah. 3:30.
Oh, jeez. I hate that shit. That's so stupid. And honestly, I'm not saying they're going to win the series against whoever wins that, but I tell you what, if you're playing Orlando, that's a huge dub for whoever's coming out of this series, because that's a beatable team. Both teams are beatable. Straight up.
Detroit's up 11 right now at half, so.
And you imagine the Knicks Sixers series will be a bit more of a rock fight. So maybe that pathway is clearing up in the Eastern Conference for the winner of the series. That's why.
I don't know. You could flip that on your head, and you could say that if the Cavs lose the series, then the Cavs front office will be one of the biggest losers too, because
100%
hard to try and get them over the hump. And
I just can't put them on that because I don't know what. If they win, they could go on. They very well could go on to the NBA Finals. Like, I'm not ruling that out anymore.
No.
I don't know who's going to win this East. It's completely flipped on my head now. So moving on to round 2, I start because it's a snake draft. My next biggest winner is Nick Nurse. Straight up, fucking threw egg right in my stupid face, shut me right up. Did an excellent job game planning against us. Just really did. He knew how to beat us. He took advantage of every single mismatch that he could, especially at the halftime adjustments where they won every single third quarter. He continues right on to play the Knicks, and if he coaches, if you look at the coaches in that series, Mike Brown versus Nick Nurse is winning that by a lot in terms of like who's the better coach. So we'll see. But he did a great job taking the Sixers team that nobody gave a shot, including myself. So, and advancing with them. So good for him. Big winner.
That's fair.
Jacob.
My next would be DeAndre Ayton. He didn't go crazy production wise with points, but I mean, you got to give him credit. He rebounded the fuck out of that series against probably the best rebounding team in the league this year. Obviously, they lost Adams and KD's size, but I mean, you got to give Ayton credit for holding down the center position against the Rockets.
He's going against a better center. He's going against Şengün, who can get boards.
Yeah, and in what Şengün had like one of the such a bad offensive series, which I bet some of that is just nerves, but also you got to give Ayton some credit for holding down on the front court. Kind of, and he like kind of this year like. He, as annoying as he is, he bet on himself. He took like a minimum and with I think he's getting paid $6 million this year, no trade clause, and we all kind of laughed at that. But he might be getting himself a bigger bag than he might have without this year. So I think it's definitely a win for Ayton going forward.
And he's only 25. Like his future, I guess, is only going upwards, right? If you had told me in April, Steve, or early April, that DeAndre Ayton would be playing more meaningful basketball in the playoffs than Neemias Queta, I would have fucking laughed right in your face.
And they outplay Şengün kind of in a way in some games.
Yeah, jokes on us.
There was I'm looking right now. Yeah, he had to close the series. He had 19 and 10, and then 18 and 17, and then 7 and 16. So he was just playing physical ball.
Yeah, he's 11. He was a double-double for the series. Yeah. He was 12 and 11 with an assist, a steal, and a block, averaging a block. Like that's fucking pretty good shit for DeAndre Ayton, who's, like you said, took a bet on me deal. Yeah, hell yeah, great pick, Steve.
I got Cade Cunningham as my next one. I just think that he's just absolutely balling out against the Magic. I don't know what's going to happen with the series, whether they win it or not, but you can't say it's because of Cade. I mean, I think he's averaging like 33 and 11 this series or something like that. Like, if anybody else on that team could do anything, the series would be over. But like
Yeah.
Jalen Durant is just like shitting out his leg right now. Like, they don't have another scorer on that team. Tobias Harris is not playing well, so to watch Cade just like elevate that team, like I know they're a 1 seed going against an 8 seed, but like we all knew they were fraudulent 1 seed when the playoffs would come. We talked about this in February. Like, we knew that they were gonna have trouble in the playoffs, and I thought his numbers would go down in the playoffs, and they went up. So I mean, like he's been a playoff riser and an absolute dog in that series. So I gotta have him as one of my winners.
Anytime you put up 45 in an elimination game, you probably belong on this list, and he's keeping his team alive. When they probably have every reason to fucking fold it up. Not every reason, but like they were getting outplayed and definitely out physical. But to put up 45, especially when Paulo was also putting up 45 that game, pretty big nuts.
Crazy, yeah.
He just sort of like, I'm better than you, and I'm gonna win this game. And he did, and that's why they're probably gonna win the series and go on to advance. Your
I
next
mean,
pick,
he's got
Steve.
15 and 9 at half right now. So
15 and 9.
Dude,
Yeah,
we were
he's
texting,
unreal.
dude. We were texting that group like this whole like regardless what happens, it's like the way he handles himself too with this like roster. It's like what we like about Tatum. Like he would never go to the press and be like, God, the guy like other stars might be like if we only had the talent. Like you never really hear him say that.
if we
He's
get shooters, or if I had
yeah,
another guy helping me out on offense, or like, it was never like that. It's always like, oh, I should have played better, I should have shot better. I could have not turned the ball over as much. Like it's almost like a hockey player playing fucking basketball, the way that they fucking blame themselves for everything. And then
yeah.
when
He's like
team win.
he's like
He's
proud
just
to carry the load. It seems like he's just like, oh, if I have to do it, it's better. You know what I mean? Like he's just proud about it, which is great for them.
yeah, no, and like he's for the series. He's playing the most minutes on his team by a lot. He's averaging 41 minutes. He's averaging 33 points a game, 7 boards, 6 assists, a steal, and basically a block a game. Like that's elite shit right there.
33,
And
7, and 6, and like their second time ever being in the playoffs.
I
and
like
to
that pick
come
though.
from
Yeah, because they're still went to 7. Like I like the pick because he's outstanding, but it's not an absolute best winner. Like if he averaged this and they like swept the Magic, I think he would be like the top round for winner potential.
But once again, he would need some help for that to happen, and nobody's helping him on that
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
team.
yeah,
for sure.
the playoff the
No, yeah,
playoffs
yeah. He's a
the
winner
playoffs
regardless.
are a team game. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a winner regardless, just not like maybe the biggest of the whole playoffs.
Yeah, because if he goes out, then it's going to be like, well, he couldn't make it out of the first round. He's the top 5 MVP candidate in the first 1 seed. Like the boobers will get out and get loud, and they'll be feel more vindicated because they got bounced. But it's not indicative of the whole story of this guy. This guy is a fucking certified hooper. He's like we talked about, Jacob, earlier last week. He's very Tatum like, and he only cares about one thing: winning and hooping. And like he's a great teammate. He doesn't rustle up any feathers. He came from a way worse situation than Tatum.
Oh yeah, from the
Tatum
mud.
came into a winning situation immediately. The Pistons, when he was there, he's only 24, by the way. He's younger than Tatum by 3-4 years. And they had one of the worst seasons ever, like 23 straight losses in a row, like shit that could kill your career, a la his cohort, Jaden Ivey, right? Who's like completely spiraled up, basically out of the league. Albeit Ivy had an injury, pretty tough injury. But still, regardless, he's choosing to thrive, and he is. He's doing a great job. So great pick right there with Cade. A guy to root for, even though he's playing in my own conference and he's beaten us this season. Like he'll be our rival for the foreseeable future.
It's
good
tough.
guy to root for.
We don't have any real rivals in the East. Like,
well, I would say the Sixers were one, but
maybe.
they're tough year to have them. The Sixers be our rival.
We beat the shit out of them every year except for this year. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to have them as a rival because Embiid half the time doesn't play. Like, they don't have like a solid core that you play against enough. Like,
whether or not it's a rivalry, the Sixers look at it like it's a rival.
Yeah, I mean, the Sixers got too many likable guys on their team too, like Maxey and fucking Edgecombe. Like, I like those guys.
I like
Maxey
Embiid.
was going over and checking on fucking Jalen after he hurt his fucking knee in the fourth quarter. Like, in a playoff game, in a game 7, he's over there making sure Jalen's all right and helping him up. Like, they're just likable guys over there. I know it's supposed to be Philly, Boston, and we're supposed to hate it, but it's like I can't. Like,
It's a hatred between the cities and the fan bases. Like the Philly fans are shitheads, right? Boston fans are shitheads too. I'm not just saying it's a Philly thing. Like
it's a Northeast
but
thing.
Philly in
Yeah.
particular, they're a bit aggressive. Like they were on the hanging off the Bobby Orr statue outside the Garden last night. Listen, I know you won, but act like you've been here before. Although I guess you haven't. But right, not in their lifetimes at least. But still, it's they look at it like it's rivalry. They called for us and they fucking backed it up. So they look at it like it's a rivalry, whether or not we think it is. But still, regardless, this is about Cade. Cade is a guy who we're going to be going against for the next decade and who is going to bring it to us every single time. So I like him.
I hope we get to play them in the playoffs next year. That would be fun. I would love to see Cade in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we played them, especially considering their centers have been zilches. Steve, your next pick.
No, that was my pick.
You go again. It's Snake.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Let's see what I got here. This is the third pick?
This is the round 3. Yep, beginning of round 3.
I got
only doing LeBron
versus Father Time.
Yeah.
I mean,
a direct quote, I'm kicking his ass, and he fucking sure is.
He might be the only one to ever do it. So, I mean, like, he's 41. He's carrying it. I know, like, the Rockets were hurt, and KD didn't play in a bunch of games, but he's 41, and, like, there was no Luka. Reaves played 1 game, right?
Yep.
So, like, him being 41 and carrying a team to another playoff series victory is crazy. Like, I don't know what his numbers were. I didn't look into him, but just the fact that he's that guy still at this age.
I think you could just say it's safe to say he took a team of scraps and beat Kevin Durant and although Kevin Durant's health was dubious for a lot of this series, but he beat a better team.
I mean, LeBron James threw an alley-oop to a player that he created, as somebody tweeted out. Like, that's hilarious.
That's fucking goat shit right there, dude. That's goat shit. Imagine he beats the Thunder. It's not going to happen, right? But like, just imagine if he did.
Luka and Reaves come back. They have a puncher's chance. We have to give them the puncher's chance if you got those 3 out there.
Especially if the role players are playing like they are. Like
Smart's playing like he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlikely, right? I think the Thunder are probably going to win the whole thing pretty handedly. But if LeBron does if they come back healthy, they retool and they make it a series, go to 7, they win the game 7. Does that secure LeBron's place as the best to ever do it? I already think he's the best to ever do it. I think that would be like at 41, dude. Nobody's done that.
No.
Nobody. Michael's never even come close.
If he goes and wins it all at 41? Is that what you're saying?
No, he doesn't have to win it all. He just has to win this series. I mean, winning it. If they beat the Thunder, then yes, they're most likely going to win it all. But, if they go and win this series, I think that's GOAT resume shit right there.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. It'd be so fucking batshit that.
Look, I toss and turn with whether he's the best of all time or not. If he does this, it would pretty much be cemented if he can win a title this year. Because you run through the Thunder, like you said, you probably got a really good shot at winning the title.
Yeah, but LeBron is kicking Father Time's ass. That is a great pick. He's still doing the damn thing. And it's honestly, I know Boston hates LeBron, right? But hard to hate that guy.
You just got to look at greatness.
Yeah, I'd never hated him. I mean, maybe when he was beating us with Paul Pierce, I didn't love him. But I think he's done enough for me to love him and just admire him still playing basketball at this level. Jacob, you're next.
My next would be Ayo.
Ayo Dosunmu.
Yeah, because I mean, he averaged 22, 4 and 3 on 60% from the field, 54 from 3, and he had a 43-point bomb. And it's gone right into a contract year. No, this is his contract year. He's a free agent this year, so I think Ayo is like playing himself into a huge bag, possibly. So maybe
it's kind of crazy that only the Timberwolves got him. Like, why was there not a huge bid for this guy? He's legit.
I think exactly too, didn't they? They didn't even have to trade any players. I think it was like a couple second-round picks and the first-round pick.
It was like Rob Dillingham and
it was Rob.
a pick or something.
Oh, Rob Dillingham who couldn't break the rotation and was playing terrible all year, and they were just like, "Yeah, have this guy and some picks." Like you say,
Yeah.
the Rockets can come up with something better than that. Like
The Celtics couldn't beat that. Not that we,
we weren't looking for a ball
we
handler at
weren't
that
looking
time.
for it. You said we needed one, so
No.
I imagine we could have beat that offer.
Like it's free agent
Yeah.
this year. Maybe we're under the tax.
I don't think if I'm the Timberwolves, I don't think I let that guy walk away. I give him what he wants, especially now considering what happened to Dante.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough. We're gonna need him
He's a
next
good
year.
running mate with Ant, that's for sure. To have both of those as options for whoever's healthy is crazy.
I was gonna put Dante on my losers, but it's like I can't put a guy who got injured in my losers. Like that's not
That's
not
tough.
in any way his fault.
It's in poor taste, brother.
Well,
I will say you guys both have one pick left, so this has to be your biggest winner.
I got it.
The next one, yeah.
Yeah. My next, I have two more. This one and then the last one. My next biggest winner, it's got to be Joel Embiid. It's got to be. He finally, we said it before, got the monkey off the back. He beat the team that fucking shit on him every single year. It's a heated rivalry, like we said before, even though we don't think it is. He played his ass off in Game 7. He fought back from injury every which way, and he cemented his reputation that I already knew. He's tough as shit. He wants to win. I know we talked about stuff in the stat sheets a lot with his career, especially in the MVP times, but I have no doubt this guy is trying to win every night in, night out. He's playing his balls off. And for as much hate as he gets online, which is deserved, some of it, he's doing the damn thing. And I know it came at the expense of the team I love and the good players I love, and it sucked while I watched it, but goddamn, felt like a historical moment for that guy's career. So good for him.
I can't argue with any of that. I thought we have 2 picks left though, because I only have 3 picks.
They were doing 4.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you want to do a fifth? We can do a fifth. I mean,
I thought we were doing 5.
Jacob,
I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, let's do 2 more.
I have 2 more that I really want to get in here.
Okay. I picked next. So my next pick will be the San Antonio Spurs. We were all worried about Wemby's health coming into the series. They lost him pretty much immediately, and they still won a series against a team that had scrappy veterans and at the very least would fight you on a nightly basis. And they handled them well. And basically the only team they have left to fight is the Thunder, which we know they can beat. And Wemby's going to be healthy. So good for them. Their path is basically clear except for Oklahoma City. That's going to be the championship.
Yep, I can see that. That was a good pick.
Jacob.
Next one, unfortunately, he did it against a beloved man of mine, but Rudy Gobert, just because you talk about a monkey off the back. Like, I think Jokic was averaging like the best numbers of his career against Rudy up until now. And then Jokic still had a good like series on paper, obviously, because he always will. But I mean, Rudy was kind of wrecking his usual margin victories, and yeah, Rudy kind of just had an answer for Jokic. It seemed like
he brought it to him.
Yeah,
for a guy that nobody can bring it to him because he's just going to do his own thing. Rudy was maybe the best I've seen besides Wemby at bringing it to him. So
and he was able to get it done with no Ant out there too.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Jokic's numbers against Wemby are crazy high. Like, I think he only played 3 or 4 times. I think he averages like 40, 11, and 11 against him or something like that. So,
right, but he gives them trouble. Like, you can't say Wemby doesn't give. I guess you can say, right?
I can say that he doesn't give him that much trouble. But I mean,
same was said for Rudy before the series.
Shout out to Rudy. Rudy played unbelievable. Like, he was doing things that Rudy doesn't usually do. So
and you said what? It's a 3-game. It's a 3-game sample. You said.
Yeah, for this year for Vic and Jokic, it's a 3-game sample size. He's averaging like 41, 11.
Small sample size. Let's see that over a series.
Yeah, I feel that, but we're not going to see that in a series.
No, we're not.
Unfortunately,
the Nuggets got bounced by fucking a team that had their best 2 ball handlers injured, so that's pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
Hence my last 2 picks, Timberwolves.
I'm sorry, Steve. Rudy Gobert was your pick. Great pick. Steve, your next pick.
I got to go with well, you already picked the Spurs, so I won't pick Vic, but I'll pick.
You can pick him
Tatum.
if you want. Tatum. Okay, go ahead.
Coming back, playing in the playoffs this year, proving that he can still do it. I mean, Tatum played unbelievable when he played. I think he was the only guy on the Celtics with a positive plus minus for the whole series. So that's pretty tough. I mean, had one of the best true shooting percentages of his career in the playoffs this year. I think he averaged 25, like 11 and like 6 or something like that for the playoffs. Like balled out.
Ultimate triumph that he was even able to play and
Yeah,
play this well.
played
Ultimate triumph.
elite level on basketball on both ends of the floor too.
Sorely missed in Game 7.
For sure, but I wouldn't change anything about it though. Like,
No.
you don't fucking put him out there to get hurt and fuck up next
No,
year.
it's due to nobody's fault. It's what it is. It's the injury. It's being cautious. It's across the board, the smart play.
You know that they had to fucking fight him on that too. You know that Tatum wanted to be out there more than anything. Like, you know, he's not the guy to shy away from that.
And he was active on the bench. He was yelling out, coaching, doing the shit, being engaged.
If you take out that Miami Game 7, he averages like 35 points a game in Game 7 in his career.
He rolled an ankle 2 minutes into that bitch.
So if you take that game out, like his average is like 35 a game. That's crazy.
Yeah. It is it's a great pick, Steve. It's a nice little bow on top of the Celtics season that we were just even able to see this guy play again. Especially at this level in the playoffs when it mattered.
Made me so happy to see him just hooping again, even at any capacity.
Looking forward to more of that next season. But your next pick, Steve.
My biggest winner of everything, just Boston Sports Radio.
It's a great pick. I love that pick. Go ahead.
Because now they can just bitch and moan and cry about the Celtics and shit on the Celtics and have something to fucking talk about for the next fucking 6 months until we see basketball.
Oh my God, they're gonna fucking wank the amount of times they're gonna talk about blowing this guys up. The whole summer being like, I don't think they can win, Mavs.
Oh my God,
I don't think they can do it.
It's like, if you just want to give yourself ear cancer, just throw on 93.7 or 98.5. Just throw on whichever one you feel like at any given point. They're going to be saying something bad about the Celtics.
Mazzulla. Mazzulla's overrated.
It's just going to be... They're going to have such a great summer talking about the Celtics.
Listen, Mike, I know when you take out the fact that he won the championship 2 years ago and he won 56 games this regular season, what has he really done? Brilliant take.
He's going to win Coach of the Year this year, and they're going to be like, well, other than the Coach of the Year thing that he won this year, I mean, was he really that good? Like,
yeah, when you take away all the good things a guy does, it really does only show the bad things he's done.
I mean, shoot, you take away those 6 titles from Jordan, right? And, you take away all the scoring titles and the Defensive Player of the Year and the MVPs, like, was he really that good? Like,
yeah, this Michael Jordan guy overrated. Brilliant. Well said. Yeah, it's a good one, Steve. They're going to feast, especially with the state of the Boston sports right now. 2 big playoff exits with the Pats and the Celtics and the Bruins.
Bruins lost last night. Or 2 nights
and the Red
ago.
Sox, obviously, in the pooper right now. It's going to be a tough time to listen.
When Boston sports teams lose, Boston radio wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob, your next and biggest winner.
It's a little bit recalibrated. Rudy originally was mine. I guess JJ Redick, because you gotta think about the assignment. And we talked about how disappointing the Rockets were, but I mean, going into the series of no Luka, like basically just everything thrown out the window when it comes to like how they won all year, and then they get it done and upset the Rockets. It's as much of a dud as it was for Ime. You got to give. Because it's funny to look at the box scores and the rosters that the Lakers are rolling out. To make that work is definitely incredible work.
I mean, the amount of availability being the issue, it's just, and working around a 41-year-old LeBron whose energy is, wavers throughout the game. It's exactly right. Yeah, and he is a huge winner at this playoff, maybe the biggest right now because he gets to play another series.
They talk about firing him every other week out there, and now he's winning your playoff series. So, like, that's a great job. He hit all the right buttons. Aiden played great. Smart played great. They hit all the right buttons at the right times.
Do you think any part of it's like the rivalry, right? The biggest rivalry in the sport, the Celtics and the Lakers. The Lakers get to advance while the Celtics don't, and one team was the better team, meaning us. Like, do you think that makes it feel like the national media? I imagine is going to feast on that narrative a little bit. and that definitely has to help, especially when in the eyes of the LA fans, like that our biggest rivalry got knocked out. We're not even gonna have to worry about it, and I don't know. It
They
just
have
feels
bigger
like that's
fish
a
to
little
fry.
small factor.
They got bigger fish to fry. They got to face the Thunder next round before they can worry about.
For sure, but huge win for LA regardless,
Right.
and good for Redick. This one's obvious. My biggest winner is the Thunder. I mean, come on. They're the only team that hasn't lost in these playoffs. I don't imagine they will again until they play the Spurs. Their pathway is clear. I think they handle everybody else besides maybe the Spurs. They're the only team that I think in the East that could have given problems was us just because of the way we play, the matchups, and the way we shoot the ball. But they're gone. So good for the Thunder. I was
had a
going to say
hard time
SGA
putting them.
next.
I had a hard time putting them as my biggest winner because it was kind of chalk. Like it was kind of expected. They didn't do anything that was extraordinary, like Rudy or
They don't have to, Steve.
they
They
don't
can
have
just
to,
win the
but it's
games.
just chalk. So it's kind of hard for me to say you're the biggest winner when you just went chalk.
They're
But
probably going to win another championship. That doesn't make them the biggest winners in round one. The only other team that was like going to give them problems in their own conference was knocked out.
Probably going to win a championship doesn't make you the biggest winner of round one. Like what
Well,
you did makes you whatever size winner you are.
Okay, but listen, let me finish the point. Ant injured. The Timberwolves, whatever's coming out of there, is an injured team at best. Limping dog. The Lakers injured. They can't really fix
all these points. Yeah, I can see that. I get
that all
why
happened in round one.
Now I can see that's why they're the biggest winner now. But when you just put it as they just haven't lost a game yet, like that's why it's like they're
but also
lose a game.
With the Celtics being knocked out, a lot of these series, besides the next one going long, it's like they wrapped their series up a week ago. Like they've just been chilling.
Well, the finals
they have injury concerns of their own.
The finals is already set. The date of the finals is set regardless. So like them being done early doesn't help them out when that's coming anyways. It helps them out for them not having miles on them, but like it's not like they can run through the whole West and be done in like the next month, and then everybody else has to wait until fucking the end of June for everybody else in the East to be done. Like
I understand that, but they're going to go into the finals with having played the least amount of games. That matters.
They 100% will, because next round they're going to get the winner of they'll get the Lakers. So if Luka doesn't come back, which we don't know, Reaves.
I mean, last time we saw them, they beat them by like 40 points. Like I don't think they're sweating them at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. The last time the Thunder saw us, we beat them by like 20. So I don't think that if we went to the finals, I don't think they'd be sweating us either. So it's you got any?
No, I meant the Thunder beat the Lakers by 40.
I know, but I'm saying we beat the Thunder by 20 last time we saw them. So if we saw the Thunder in the finals, do you think that the Thunder would be sitting there like, oh no, they beat us by 20 last time?
They played the Lakers more.
Like,
they should have been worried if they played us healthy. Yeah, they should be a little bit concerned. Not totally worried. They shouldn't be worried at all. They're going to win again. But you give teams degrees of difficulty or more respect. You give the Jays more respect with that team than you give this injured. Well, maybe not.
I mean, you got Luka and LeBron.
Kind of hard to say LeBron, yeah. No, but still, it's the Celtics team is a better team than that Lakers team. I don't care what you say.
It's gonna be a fun series regardless. It's always fun to watch LeBron go up against like these giants and see what he can do. Like when he's played against the Warriors every year in the finals for like 2 or 3 years in a row. Like,
yeah.
Do you guys have any guys that just missed the list?
I mean, there's a few players I skipped over, like the Knicks. I mean, they're probably gonna make the finals now.
I was thinking De'Aaron Fox just because he's just not on the Kings and he's on the Spurs. He's in the
That's always
winning playoff series. He won a playoff series for once.
I mean, I had Vic and Jaden McDaniels. I had Jaden McDaniels because he was talking shit that year. He was talking about how the Nuggets are bad defenders, and he went out and dropped like 30 in the closeout game or something like that.
It was either him or Rudy for me because they both just clamped and kind of carried that team to the finish.
I mean, shit, Vic's in his first playoffs, he's averaging 21, 9, 4 blocks and a steal a game. Like, for your first playoff series, that's pretty good.
I considered Luke Kennard too, just because he fucking carried some wing shit for the Lakers. That's for sure.
I mean, nobody said the Magic, but the fact that they made this 7 games against the 1 seed, pretty good. I
I
mean, they're
love-
going to lose. They're down 16 right now. They're going to lose the game, I imagine. But imagine if they had won. Like
Paolo's stepping up in the
pretty big.
playoffs too. Like when he was kind of mid all year.
Yeah, he's a playoff riser. We
Yeah.
have enough tape now.
That's gotta be
2 or 3 years.
That's gotta be
Yeah,
so
it does.
frustrating though, because like if you were a playoff riser and you were like a 3 seed, like that's great. But you're a playoff riser and you're an 8 seed, so you just decided to go 1 seed for fun.
That team's a little bit more flawed than just the foibles of Paolo.
Yeah, it's the injuries of Paolo and the injuries of Franz and the injuries of Mo
and Suggs.
Yeah.
Anthony Black always hurt too.
Biggest losers. Let's move on to the losers. Steve, your first loser.
So we're going Detroit.
Okay, go ahead.
My least biggest loser, right?
Go ahead.
I got Detroit. I mean, you were a 1 seed going into this. We all thought you were flawed, but you're facing another team that was just as flawed as you were, and your bigs are just getting outplayed every game.
By Wendell Carter, by the way, not like anybody who's fucking amazing. Jalen Durant has a case for being the biggest loser on this list, but the Pistons should be relatively low because they're going to win the series.
As a whole, like you got 7 with the 8 seed, and we're seeing them. They're going to win now. That's kind of why they got bumped down to the bottom of my list. But you can't go 7 with a team that's as broken as the Magic. Like that team should not be taking you 7.
Agreed, 100%. Good pick. Jalen Durant, I would say he probably won't make the list, but the fact that, well, I don't know. Maybe he will. Let me just stop.
Jacob's sitting over here like, no, he's my next pick, you dickhead.
Yeah, Jacob, you're next.
My next pick, it's an interesting one because it was kind of like you guys were saying actually a lot with the last pick that the series was chalk, but my least loser is Devin Booker, just because he didn't steal any games and he kind of dropped in all stats a little bit. You just didn't have a great series. He dipped on almost all of his stats and his percentages, and it wasn't like a dreadful series. Like still averaged 21, but he definitely like you got to try to at least get 1 win, even though it's against a Haas, or at least just 140. But like you know what I mean, like 1 big game where you lost tight, but you kind of he shot 25% from 3 all series. Like just wasn't the best series from him. They do match up well. That's why he's like the least loser because it's chalk, but you just would hope for more.
It's kind of tough too. He doesn't really have a secondary scorer on that team to play through.
Well,
like he has the ball, and it's like, hey, here's Lou Dort, and hey, Alex Caruso might come over and double you, or Chet's gonna come over as soon as you drive. It's like you're just kind of fucked regardless on that team.
I mean, Jalen Green outscored him in this series, so
yeah,
he was the third highest scorer on his own team. It's kind of like it's a good case to make.
Yeah, because Dylan Brooks actually did pretty decent.
And I just to jump off that, my first biggest loser is Dylan Brooks because it's just killing him that the Thunder smoked him. They just stood no chance, and he was their highest scorer with 26, 6 boards and 2 assists. Like he played his ass off, and he tried to get under the skin, and it's just that guy's a competitor, and I know it's probably fucking killing him that he couldn't even get 1 against those guys. So yeah, but hey, it's I thought the Suns were going to be the worst team in the league, and they proved me wrong. But good picks. My next biggest loser is the Blazers. I mean, they were clearly always going to be overmatched for this against the Spurs. They played, they stole one, they got a good game. They made it an interesting series, albeit Wemby was injured for much of it. But really, really bad karma these playoffs. Real tough karma. Not flying out the bench, got the 2-way guys. No, not the only team to not have a playoff shirt. The owner stuff coming out that he's cutting the budget. The fact that Splitter is probably not going to be their coach next year. And who knows what this guy's going to want to do with that roster. This is a roster you can build on. There's players to build with. Klingon, Avdia, even Scoot having a great playoffs. Like there's pieces here and Kamara. Like there's a team here.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be interesting to see if that new owner wants to come in and slash budgets, get rid of players like Drew, and not bring back a good coach or find a budget coach. The one you have a guy who took you to the playoffs. Interesting.
Vic was only out for 1 game, so I really can't.
Oh, he only missed one game?
Yeah, he played 4 games this series. They won 4-1.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, I see where you're coming from, though. I mean, like you look at there's just bad vibes. Like they're the bad vibes team of the year. I mean, they're second game of the year. Their fucking coach got arrested and indicted by the FBI. Like
A lot of bad
flip.
karma with this team.
And then all of a sudden, you played really great all year, and then I got a new owner who, like you said, doesn't even want to send his players out there to support the team. Like guys that have like helped you win games all year, like Caleb. What's his name? I want to say Caleb Hannigan, but I think that's the fucking power forward from Purdue from back in the day.
Caleb Houston.
Yeah, I mean, like even like guys like that who like helped you win games this year. You're not even gonna send them there. No T-shirts at the arena, which I don't know. Say what you want about whether it's just the fanfare to have
Dude,
shirts at the arena, but it doesn't cost you that much money compared to what the price of the fucking ticket is. Like,
you're a billionaire.
yeah,
Buy
like,
the fucking shirts.
yeah, send like just. I don't get why you're not even sending the guys to the game. I don't understand the logistics of that. Like, would you just put your 2-way players on the plane with the rest of the guys? Like, don't you have a private jet
It's
anyways?
as simple as he didn't want to buy them 3 plane tickets. Like he didn't
Well,
want
I
to
don't
spend
even
the
get
fucking
that. Like, you don't even-
$400 that's gonna be.
Why would you even buy them plane tickets? Don't you have a private jet flying them there?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Like most teams
imagine.
have private jets, but if this guy's this cheap that he doesn't want to pay Thiago Splitter to fucking coach from next year, like
This guy seems like the type of guy who would lease out seats on his private jet to fly people who are going to and fro, San Antonio. Like, be like,
yeah.
hey, let's make a quick buck while we're doing this. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna be spending it with like 4 schlubs from, fucking Topeka. No, that's Kansas, but whatever, somewhere in Washington. Yeah, not great. Not a great end to the year. On the year that was actually kind of pretty good for them. Jacob, your next pick.
See, this pick is like could bite me in the ass, but so far Donovan Mitchell, just because he's like averaging 4 or 5 less points per game so far in the playoffs, and his efficiency is down, and everything's sort of down for him, sort of like Devin Booker, and it shouldn't be going to 7. But like he could just, if they end up winning, and he has a huge game. If they end up winning, it has a huge game tonight. But even if he has a mid game and they win, it's not going to feel that great. He's just not really playing that amazing this first round.
For a guy who gets bandied about as being in the top 10 guy, and he's going to make an All-NBA team this year, as he should, but like that fact that this series is 7 when you're playing against a team that I don't think has any All-NBA guys on it.
Yeah. Averaging
Pretty
23.
ugly. Pretty ugly series.
Well, Scotty
Yeah.
Barnes, I think, make an All-NBA team this year.
Maybe. I mean,
Wait,
Scotty Barnes played an excellent series, he is a good player, but I don't know if he'll have though.
I think he was underrated this year as a player. I think he played pretty well.
Yeah, he's
playing well
definitely
right now.
He's definitely launched up the defensive rankings, that's for sure. And his like offense has sort of stayed the same. But if he's like where he is offensively with insane defense, then he's definitely a great 2-way player, that's for sure.
Yeah. Maybe not as good as I thought. He's averaging 18, 7.5, and 6 this year. So
His offensive game has to round out, but he is doing the stuff on the other end where it's like, okay, there's a really good player here somewhere.
Yeah. He could be all NBA. He could be all defense. And if he's all defense, then that's definitely with those stats, like it makes those stats look way better. It's like if you're getting all NBA defense with those offensive numbers, like that's a different story than what we thought would look on with his career.
If the Cavs do get bounced, this is going to be a great take where he's at, because honestly, I'm starting to look at this roster and be like, what are we doing here? This guy hasn't been able to, he's been great. I don't think they're going to move off of him because that'd be kind of foolish, but I don't know. Where does the blame go? Like, Evan Mobley deserves some of it. James Harden deserves a lot of it, but the guy who stuck through all of it is not getting any of the blame.
I mean,
Jarrett
Allen
maybe
deserves some of the blame too. I mean, he's like, but he's nothing, but he's not playing too. He's missing games too.
It's but when do we start looking at Donovan being like, can this guy win? Can this guy win at the biggest level? I don't know. Maybe this offseason. I would start doing this personally. If you want to talk about bad playoff exits. Yeah. If you want to talk about bad playoff exits, and the Celtics have had 2 in 2 years, imagine what the Cavs fans are probably fucking feeling.
Yeah, he gets away with it more because he's not in a big market ever. But yeah, if he was in a big market doing this, he'd get flamed for that 64 drop up win year. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So good pick. Steve, your next biggest loser.
All right, I have Tiago Splitter. Basing
Go
it off
ahead.
of what you said, I guess. Because I mean,
Honestly,
like,
is that a bit? He's gonna go get a bag elsewhere. He'll probably be like the Magic's next coach.
That's a good call. He probably will be the Magic's next coach. But it just sucks that like he's worked for this team for a while. Obviously, he was their lead assistant, so he's been there for a minute. Gets the head coaching job, coaches a team that nobody had any expectations for this year, and then coaches them into a playoff race.
Where you take a game from the 2 seed.
You ran all the way up to a 7 seed, and then took a game off a 2 seed that you shouldn't have taken, because that was a game Vic played too. I think they won the game Vic missed, so I think Vic played in the game that they lost.
Yep.
And now your owner is just like, nah, I don't want to pay you. Like, the fuck? Like, you did your job better than fucking most people in the league could have, and then you're just gonna lose your job, or you're gonna go back to being an assistant. like what the fuck?
Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that he can get out of that organization.
Oh,
That's the only spin I have for it, because other than that, you're right, because this guy's done a great job, and he's not getting rewarded for it at all.
he's getting fucked for doing a good job, basically, is what it seems like. The owner seems like he's upset there in the playoffs because he has like
It's more money. He has to fucking charter his own private jet. What a dickhead. Good pick, Steve. What's your next pick?
I got Vucevic as my next pick.
Okay.
I mean, dude, you got stapled to the fucking bench in a game 7. Like, you got outplayed every single game you played. You were a nothing burger. Like, you didn't. You got traded from a team that was terrible to go to a playoff team, thinking you're gonna win, and you couldn't even play on that team. Like, Luka Garza was taking your minutes. Like, I don't.
It's probably his only real shot at like any meaningful victories in his career. Like, and it's gone now, and probably gone for good, because I don't imagine he's going to be coming back unless he's willing to take a huge pay cut, which at 34 years old, probably not looking for, unless you really want to win. And judging by his defense, I don't know if it's a capability thing or if it's a desire or if it's an energy thing, but like,
I think it's a capability thing, because there's no way it's an energy thing. Like, you didn't play for a month, and now you're saying you're tired in the playoffs. Like, I don't know.
But I feel like good defense is a lot of like consistent effort. I mean, I feel like all these guys can play good defense. It's just, can you do it nightly? I don't know.
I think some guys just aren't capable of doing it. Like he has slow feet. He's a drop coverage big. Like, he's old.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, he's taken a big hit. He certainly didn't endear himself in Boston. Whether or not that's his own fault, who knows? But interesting. I'll see. It'd be interesting to see what happens with him this offseason. I was thinking maybe he'd even retire. Like, he was so bad he could possibly be like, I'm done. I'm not. I can't compete. I could also see him coming back.
I see him going to fucking like Houston or something like that.
Or yeah, like he goes and plays in like Utah, because Lord knows they need another big.
Goes back to Orlando.
I mean, no. Why would Orlando want him? They have Wendell Carter, who's dogging Jalen Duren.
They need fucking scoring on that team.
True. That's a good point. Jacob, your next pick.
I guess I just realized I'm just attacking on underperforming shooting guards, but Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray had a great year, probably his best year of his career, and then he followed up with his worst playoff run of his career. He averaged 35% from the field, 26 from 3-pointer. It's pretty brutal when you kind of like once those injuries piled up, dude. You really you should have taken over, honestly, when you had no Ant and Dante, and they had running Bones out there a lot, and Aya, and Jamal had a tough series.
Really, really ugly series. If Jokic just got any sort of semblance of health.
Even with Ant and Dante out there, like, you should have been able to take over that series. Like, neither one of those guys is like elite.
He's risen over more. Yeah.
Should be like slowing you down. And then on top of that, now you're getting backups playing against you. Like, that was tough. No, you're right. That's brutal. Like, they needed him to play a lot better. They needed Cam Johnson to play better. Like, they needed Jokic to play better. Like, that team underperformed like crazy this year compared to where we thought they were going to be at the start of this year.
I mean, I kind of push back on the Jokic underperforming. The only thing he didn't do was shoot the ball well from
But
distance.
it's become like a pattern for him. Like every playoffs, like his shooting goes like his efficiency drops.
The 3-point for sure.
Yeah, it's like he drops like 10% on 3-point shot like every year.
He only takes like 3 a game though, right?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt them
He's
too
not
much.
forcing it on numbers, that's for sure. Yeah.
That's a good pick. I wonder if the Nuggets are going to make the list, but maybe they will. Anyhow, my next pick is the Celtics, the Boston Celtics. Just for all the banding we did about a great year, it was regular season. It was to choke away a 3-1 lead against the 7 seed, like Steve said. Game 2 is particularly galling because that was at home. I know the Sixers shot 50% from 3. Teams are going to get hot. I know that, but to not be able to win at home after that game, we didn't win at home again, right? Or no, we won one more game at home. Yeah. But to not play well at home and to drop the series ultimately to a team like the Sixers who are getting healthy. They're not healthy yet. They're getting healthy. When they're the 7th seed, not to handle your business. Sad to go out. Like we all had high expectations, including I think the in-house too. So that's why they're on the list in round 3 for me. My next biggest loser, it's got to be the Nuggets, right? Like it's got to be the Nuggets. Just I don't know. Jamal Murray not being there, that's a good pick as he's a huge loser in this. I really think the Nuggets in general, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they can do. I don't imagine you can bank on health much longer. They didn't have it this series, like Gordon not being available. Jamal Murray's always kind of a dubious question. Health-wise, I don't know where the fixes come, and they have to do it because they're wasting an all-timer guy. And it feels like kind of the window is closed on this rendition of the Nuggets. I don't to me, I think you have to strike now this offseason and really rebuild, like crash rebuild, throw pieces around Jokic, see what sticks. Anybody needs, like everybody besides Jokic is on the table for me. Because this guy's window's closing. He's what, 33, 34? Like, you don't have much more years left. I mean, who knows? But the guy's still the best player, second best player, whatever you want to call him, in the league. And this was the best team he's had in a while. And to not beat the Timberwolves, who only played 4 games, awful.
Definitely agree.
Jacob, you next.
That's tricky because I was going to say Adelman.
Oh yeah, that was another part of it. The coach.
He's just So I don't know. I think I'll go. I think I'll switch it up then because that just kind of rolled in. I think in the whole he could have coached himself into a job and he did not. That's
no,
for sure.
I think he's probably out.
I think I'll just switch to a different coach. I'll say Ime.
Okay.
He got. I mean, that just kind of goes along with my JJ pick. He just got severely outcoached and just didn't push any right buttons, and it was kind of the issues we saw all year, and then they just kind of resurfaced in the playoffs. And I was gonna say Sengun, but it kind of goes in the same boat, honestly, like not being able to work Sengun in better. But I think it's more of Ime.
Yeah, I mean, I had him on my list too. I mean, like does he come back next year? Like, do you have him back? Because like this year was just a fucking shit show from day one. I know that the Van Vliet injury came up, but like you didn't make any adjustments. It felt like for the whole year for that. Like,
well, I mean that the Reed Shepherd stuff's particularly galling. Now Reed Shepherd didn't endear himself at all in the playoff minutes, really. But like, I don't know. Maybe if that kid got more burn with the offense, he could have been a little bit more suited and comfortable in getting real minutes in the playoffs. He just there's no way to slice it. He underperformed with a better team.
Yeah. It's also tough to they played one of the only teams that you can't really point to injuries either. They played a team without Luka and then Reeves for 1 game. So it's
Kevin Durant not being there really is difficult, but that's I don't know. The fact that he couldn't figure out offense outside of when Kevin Durant wasn't on the floor, that's his fault.
Just does his own thing basically anyway. It basically seems like he had no say, like he had no positive say in the offense, because it's like I don't think he's really teaching. Like, he's not really like game planning around Kevin. Like, he's game planning around Kevin Durant, knowing Kevin Durant will be Kevin Durant. But like, I don't think he's really drawing up much for Kevin Durant. If anything, I bet KD is fucking telling Ime what he wants to do on offense.
Right. Let me get to my spots. I'll score 27 a game, and you figure out the rest, dude. And he never did.
No.
Good pick, Steve. You're next. You have one more pick after this.
Well, I had Ime on my list, but I guess we'll just stick with the Rockets. I got KD on my list now too, because like,
well, you're sticking with the player of the team.
Player. I'm saying
Okay.
he's picking Ime, so I'm gonna stick with the same team. I'm gonna pick KD as the big loser. I mean, like you had a scandal.
Before you move on, let's just wrap it all into the entire thing, because my next pick was going to be the Houston Rockets in total. So go ahead with your KD point.
Yeah, fucking Rockets are big losers.
They're the biggest losers of the playoffs.
You had the scandal with the burner where you're shitting on your whole team. Like, you're not endearing yourself to your team. They probably don't like you very much in the locker room. You're missing games in the playoffs. Like, the rest of the league is looking at this like you're on the wrong side of 30. You're missing games. You're not healthy. When you do play, you had a game where you had more turnovers than field goals made in a game. You're not going to get, I don't know how many more chances you're going to get. You might not get another chance to like go to a different team. Like, I don't know who really wants him in the league after this, because like you're looking at the headaches off the court every year. It feels like there's a headache off the court with KD. You're not the same player you used to be. You're not elevating a team to winning playoff games or winning series. Like, so it's like at this point, like, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot down the end of your career. And you're really just not endearing yourself to the rest of the league with the way you're playing and the way you're showing up in the playoffs. And like, missing games in the playoffs is something that can't happen.
I mean, he didn't show up when you needed him the most, which you really only hope to get KD for 16 games, right? And those are the 16 games that matter the most. They didn't get him for those. He didn't endear himself to the team. The team's not endearing to him. Like, it's just not a fit. And that's why I think it's the Rockets in total. The coach isn't a good fit. They mortgaged their future for a 37-year-old guy whose health has always been kind of questionable in his later years, and who definitely is not a great teammate. I don't think. Maybe he is. I don't know. But he's definitely killed a lot of situations that were good for him because of his personality. But they mortgaged their future for this guy who wasn't there. They lose to a team that was completely injured. They didn't, they set this team, they were the second seed last year, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have KD. And they sacrificed the years of development that Amen, that Şengün, that Jabari Smith, all their young guys have. They sacrificed those years, those group where you go into the play, you scrape by, you make the playoffs, you get your teeth bashed in, you gain real experience. They sacrificed all those years for win now moves, and now I don't know what the fix is. I don't know where the cap money's going to come from. You're going to start to have to sell people off or not bring people back to make room. Do you continue on this Kevin Durant trajectory with him, like build around him? Or do you like cut your losses and realize that you've probably just set your young core back X many years or whatever? You blew up that core for this. They're in limbo a bit, and I don't know how they fix it. I don't think just retooling and re-upping next year will make them any more likely to win a championship. I don't think Fred VanVleet coming off an injury like as severe as he did, as old as he is going to be the answer. They're in a tough spot. Real tough spot. Reed Shepherd, I think you've completely fucked that kid. I don't know what you'd even get for him now. Ugly.
The one thing I hope for Reed Shepherd is he gets traded to like Utah or something like that for picks, because he'll play over there. Like,
he's not gonna play over what's his name? Oh my god, Jesus, who's the fucking point guard for the Jazz? He's unreal.
George.
Yeah, Keontae George or even Isaiah Collier. Really, like, I think those two players are better than him.
That's true. They over there.
I don't know. Send him to his team.
Nets drafted fucking 5 guards this.
Yeah,
So like he's not going to play there. I'm just trying to think
I
of
mean,
the bottom dwellers, you know.
the Celtics could use a second ball handler, like you said. I mean, I take a fucking stab on the guy who's drafted 3rd overall.
He can shoot, and Mazzulla loves that. So
Mazzulla will play him if he fucking hustles and tries. Ime wouldn't do that even if he did. Yeah. The Rockets ugly. KD, it's another unceremonious end to another unceremonious year. Tough. Jacob.
Strangest career maybe of all time for KD. Like,
oh no, sorry, it's me again.
It's an all-time player, and he never won anything except for when he went to the Warriors that were already a super team.
I fucked up this order because we're doing 5. I didn't really think about this all that much, adding an extra pick, but like
I believe it's Jacob.
I'm gonna say
right.
No, it's Snake.
Snake, yeah. So you're first again of this round.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob went, and then I went twice.
And then
I was supposed to go twice. I went, and then you said the Rockets on top of KD because he said Ime.
No. I started off round 4 with the Nuggets. Jacob went Ime. You went. Oh yeah, you were supposed to go.
Me?
You just added on the Rockets.
Steve was supposed to go again. Yeah. Okay. Well, my pick's taken.
Just added everything on top.
I have to go one more time though. Go ahead. Steve, your next biggest loser.
How many do I have
biggest
left?
Loser. One. This one.
All right, Celtics fans.
Okay.
Because now we have to fucking listen to the idiots that claim to be Celtics fans and know what they're talking about breaking up the Jays and firing Mazzulla and Boston Sports Radio, and I got into it on Twitter. Brutal. I saw you going. I had people on Twitter about it. It's like it's gonna be brutal to listen to for the next whole off season. Even like it's not gonna stop after the season starts either. It's not gonna stop until the playoffs next year. So it's
the first time if we get off to a slow start, it's gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's gonna be a year of just listening to fucking morons talking about breaking up the Jays and they can't win together and shit like that. It's like you have 2 Hall of Fame wings. Like, why are we just gonna break that up? I don't. For shits and giggles, like I don't. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be brutal off season for Celtics fans.
Yep, 100%. That's self-explanatory. Jacob. Oh no.
Me next. I think I miscalculated. I feel like the last one was probably bigger than this one, but Kenny Atkinson. I feel like he got Coach of the Year last year. I feel like he could just be like if they lose the series, he could just be up one of the next guys that wins the Coach of the Year and then's released pretty short after, because kind of has been a fall this year, and that's for sure. They had some injuries stuff, but not enough to explain how sucky they were in the regular season, and then they're underperforming now, and they're all healthy right now. So I feel like he could be on the hot seat for someone who just won the franchise record of wins last year and won Coach of the Year with that. So Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, good pick. Kenny Atkinson, I was looking at it like this guy, he gets pretty universal praise, but I don't know.
The talent's absurd on that team. Like he doesn't have to do that much.
How have you not unlocked Evan Mobley yet? Like, how has nobody unlocked this guy? I don't get it. This guy was supposed to be like the next fucking, fucking Kevin Durant, basically, who could play elite defense.
He's been pretty flat on offense.
Yeah. My same thing with me, Jacob. This player should have went earlier, but I was gonna say Ant Edwards. Not that he's a loser in any stretch. He's team 1, but the fact that like the West kind of clears away. You overcome the Nuggets, but you're hurt, and then Dante's hurt. And now you have to play a team against like the Spurs, where they're pretty guard heavy. They're gonna throw a million like up your ass guards at you. Pretty tough. This guy's a riser. He's a gamer. He's tough as shit. But you got over the hurdle. You got over one hurdle only to be met with like brutal next hurdle, to be only met again by another brutal hurdle if you play the Thunder.
I don't know. Another angle of it too is that they didn't need him to get over the hurdle, which probably hurts his ego a little bit.
That's true too. That's a good
They played
good angle
just
on
as well
that.
without him as they did with him.
Yeah, I mean when they played us, I went to the game for my birthday. He didn't play, and they boat raced us like pretty handedly. Like
Yeah.
Bones Highland was all over the place. Io's a beast. Like maybe they're looking at a life where Ant isn't the main guy. Now, I don't know. That's obviously crazy to
Tough
talk
pill to
about, but
swallow when you're paying that guy max money too.
yeah, but he's hurt and they're winning. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see the
Pretty
vision.
big loser. Not the biggest loser. Obviously, that was a mistake in my end, but yeah, a loser nonetheless. That's it for the draft. Biggest winners and losers. Well done, guys. Well done. You handled it well. Let's move on to our movie review. We're wrapping up Revenge Month. The Celtics obviously didn't get revenge, but the Sixers did, so good for them. And we watched John Wick, 2014, directed by Chad Stahelski, starring Keanu Reeves, Michael Nyqvist, as Viggo Tarasov, Alfie Allen, shout out to Reek, Willem Dafoe, Adrian Pilecki, Bridget Moynihan, Dean Winters, Ian McShane, Lance Reddick, R.I.P. Guys, this movie sort of brought, when Taken jumped the shark, right? Taken was one of these versions of the films where it's just an old guy that we loved, an actor, going on an all-time, like, I'm an old guy badass revenge tour. I'm just here for revenge. I'm killing motherfuckers, and that's it. And he's completely vindicated because, one, his daughter was taken, but Keanu because they killed his dog. This movie sort of revamped this B-movie revenge action movie genre that has since bloomed. I mean, obviously, we have 4 fucking Wick films that have come after this. They make a shit ton of money. They're all pretty good. Not to mention the Ballerina spinoff, the Continental spinoff. This thing spurred an entire series, kind of out of the fucking blue, right? Keanu sort of marks his comeback tour with this movie. We watched it. Let me give a brief rundown. John Wick follows a retired hitman played by Keanu, who's pulled back into a criminal underworld after a Russian mobster's son breaks into his home, kills his puppy, which was a final gift from his deceased wife, recently deceased, and steals his car. What follows is a stylish, methodical revenge spree as Wick hunts down those responsible, navigating a hidden society of assassins in the Continental Hotel that operates by strict codes. What do we think?
I mean, that's just a classic movie. It's a good rewatch always.
It's weird that we call it a classic now. It is 12 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
it is though. No, it is a classic. It's a classic.
Maybe not call it movie classic, but it's like a classic in the way that you would just a rewatchable movie. Like it's
infinitely rewatchable. Yeah.
Like if it's on TV, just throw it on in the background, have some fun watching John Wick fuck some people up. Like one thing I really loved about this movie is that they don't over-explain things. You know what I mean? Like you're never like explicitly really told what the coins do, but like you watch him use them and you can kind of like put the pieces together. Like, oh, he's earned these from jobs, and that's how he pays off things that are like in the underground world of like the killers. Like nothing's really like when he explains why they call him Baba Yaga. Like they didn't like go into some crazy story about, oh, we sent him in to kill like the Russian president and his wife, and then like they didn't get into all that. They just said, oh, we gave him a job that was impossible. Nobody could ever get it done, and he came back. Like they just let that breathe, let you imagine how crazy what he did was. I think that's like an underused thing in action movies. I feel like a lot of these action movies like over explain everything, and they explain the plot to you 20 times, and it's like it's not like that with this. It's like, all right, it's a simple, this guy's a badass. We're gonna learn a little bit more about him throughout the thing, and he's gonna fuck some people up. And it's gonna be.
It is interesting. It is interesting that you say that, because that is kind of a beautiful aspect of this film. It is like just straight up here's the basic setup and the punch, and then we're just from here on out. It's a bloody gunfight revenge tour. Simple, and then I don't know if they had a planned series after this. I don't think they probably did, but kind of where the other movies falter is when they go into the details of like the continent, this hidden society. And I think a lot of people think John Wick 3 is the weakest one. That's with Halle Berry. That's when they go into the desert and they explain like the beginnings of the assassin society. It gets wacky a bit. This movie does not have any of that. This movie is very lean. I think it's only like an hour and 47 minutes, right? Or something like that.
I'm sure.
Quick.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
The other ones get a little bit bloated in terms of time because they're fleshing out the story and the mystery that surrounds the lore of this. And that's Yeah, I don't think people are very much watching this because it's sort of an epic drama that deserves explanation that much. It is just like, let's put John Wick, let's put Keanu Reeves, who's, as handsome as ever, cool as shit, in a fucking bulletproof suit with the coolest guns, and let's have him kill about a fucking 50 billion people. And he does
Yeah.
just that in this film, and he does it for a lot of the other films. But this movie in particular stands out because it is the leanest, like you said, Steve.
What's funny too is like it's so unrealistic, but because like just a lot of plot armor, like no one pops them. People kind of wait their turns, which is always kind of funny. Like you know what I mean? Like fights, like someone from distance could shoot him in the head at all times, but they're all like, no, let's just wait for him to get to us. But one thing that is, like realistic and I appreciate is like the tactical side of it, like how they actually show him reload and like the way like he actually has like quick like from what I've seen breakdowns too of people being like he's very well trained and like the way he like swaps his mags and all that.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
a
think
positive.
this movie first went viral with a clip, I believe, of Keanu showing his preparation at a gun range with this, where he was just moving through, doing all the gun fu shit on a gun range, like walking through, shooting targets at like somewhere in the desert in preparation for this. But he definitely put in, and it's a testament to him, really, a ton of effort on this gun fu shit,
Yeah.
and it plays well in this film, probably better than any other film. I'm thinking of like John Woo films, right? Like where they focus on the gun fu shit, where they're doing cool shit with guns, flipping mags in the air, catching them like that. Like this is realistic, practical. Like the gun never leaves his side, which is realistic. Not that I
Yeah.
ever shot a gun, but that's what people say. It's like it's realistic gun technique in
Yeah.
an unrealistic scenario, right? Like
Yeah.
he's
Actually
killing
having to
50
reload.
people and they're all just like walking down alleyways looking for him, not like all, hey, he's in the fucking kitchen, let's just all go in and shoot at him.
Yeah.
Which would be a pretty quick movie if that was the case. But
Yeah. He's plot
yeah.
armor like most protagonists.
Yeah, and then they made 4 films, so that's not, he didn't die in the last one, I don't think. I think it's kind of like it's
No,
loosely
I don't think he did either. I think I remember that in the last one. In the
it's
duel.
loosely insinuated that I think it's like a cliffhanger, but I do think he's back.
Yeah.
These movies pump out shit ton of cash, dude.
Yeah,
They
it's
ain't
fun.
going anywhere.
They're fun movies. Like it's not. Nobody's watching this movie for the plot. Like they're
No.
watching this movie because it's the action's crazy, the scenes are well shot. Like you said, the gun fu shit is crazy. Like the next couple movies get more into like the hand to hand combat stuff, which is also very fun to watch. A lot of
John Wick 2 is
samurai
pretty good.
stuff with the
Yeah.
next one, I believe, is the one with all the swords. Um, it's also well cast too, like with Lance
Very well
being
cast.
the concierge.
The concierge, yeah.
Who's the guy? I don't know the guy's name who runs the Continental.
Ian McShane.
Ian
Mhm.
McShane's unbelievable. I love him and everything he's
Shout out
in.
to Deadwood.
Um, just well cast.
I mean, Willem Dafoe's in this. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and him fucking and the way he dies, where he's like, I'm gonna make the decision to die. Like you're not gonna make this decision for me was just great. Um, Kevin Nash just showing up as a fucking one of the guards and being like, "Yep, sorry," like, and like him saying, "I lost 60 pounds," just giving John Wick the telling him, "Hey, there's 60 people and they're waiting for you."
He's
Hey,
like 30 kilogram.
yeah, why don't you take the night off? And he's like, "Okay, thank you, Mr. Wick," and takes his earpiece off and walks away.
I think a lot of the beauty of this film is that it's kind of like you said, Steve. Like there obviously is a bigger story and lore here that was, all these guys know each other. There's this bigger story here. There's backgrounds to all of it, but this sort of just is on the surface. Like Kevin Nash's character knows John Wick and they're friends. Like they obviously work together in some capacity. And John Wick would kill him like any other big bodyguard in the film, but this guy has a story with John and John's showing him mercy because of that. And it's okay. That's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go into like they were best friends or whatever, but
Like let it
that's
breathe.
kind of cool.
Let our imagination come up with what's going on between them.
Yeah.
And the
Absolutely.
comedy in this movie just hits so fucking hard.
Like what? What's your
Like
favorite comic part?
that part when he's like,
That's pretty
"Have a
good.
good night," that's great. And then there's like uh missed when he comes back and he's all bloody and he's like has the it's the tailor in or whatever. And it's like how's the dry cleaning here? And he just looks at him and goes, nobody's dry cleaning's that good. It's like that shit that made me laugh so hard. Like
Yeah.
some of the dumb the other ones have more comedy in them. Like there's the one in the second one I believe it is where he's like going suit shopping. He's like, I need something loud for the
Yeah, and
for the
talk
ending.
about guns.
And he's like, all right,
Yeah.
and he gives him like the fucking like grenade launcher or whatever.
Or when they're like
Absolutely.
the suppressor pistol battle is so funny when they're both like walking. Like
Oh,
the
in
guy,
the
him
train
and-
station.
Yeah,
That part fucking was awesome. I love that
awesome,
part.
but
Him
it's
and Common
funny.
just
yeah, because like what the hell? Like no one's seeing any of this. It's so funny.
nobody's seeing chunks of wall getting blown out because from the bullet impact. It's like, okay.
Especially at a
Yeah.
train station, everyone's on alert at like on stations in general nowadays.
Absolutely.
the comedy of it's great. Like I just the
One of the best comic scenes was when the first fight when they go in to try and kill him in his house, right? Not Alfie Allen's character. That had already happened. This is when the dad gets wind of it and he sends the hitman out. And he goes, has like an epic fight with 15 assassins, kills them all, and then the police are at his door and they open, and the police officer looks in, sees the bodies, and he's like, "You working again, John?" Yeah, good shit. Good shit.
noise
Right there.
complaint, Jimmy. Noise complaint, John. The only thing I had a question about was like the Viggo Mortensen's like first in command.
Wrong.
No, what's
William Nyquist, you mean? His character's name is Viggo.
yes. Oh, Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen's an
the
actor.
actor for the Green Book, yeah.
Yeah. Great
oh,
actor.
Viggo, his second in command guy or whatever, the guy from the fucking Allstate ads or whatever the fuck he is. Only thing that confused me, like, how is that guy his like number one, but like, he's like such a pussy? Like Viggo like beats up his son. He's like, Viggo, what the fuck? And it's like, dude, all I did was punch him in the stomach. Like it wasn't like that brutal. Like it was like,
It's kind of brutal to see a dad strike his son violently like that.
but this is supposed to be like one of like the biggest Russian mobsters around, and like you're like surprised that he punched his son. Like I don't.
Yeah, fair.
He was just kind of like
I
a
get
pussy
it,
the
I
whole
get it.
movie, but he was supposed to be like the first in command under him or something like that. It was like I don't know, it was kind of odd to me. That was an odd choice, but
What was your favorite scene / gunfight?
I don't know. It's a lot to pick from in the movie. The whole movie is an hour and 45 minutes of fucking gunfights.
I'd probably have to be the nightclub for me just because it's classic.
That's the answer. The Red Circle nightclub when the fucking music is. That song is so good. I download. It's on my Apple Music. It's on my workout playlist. It thumps and like.
There's
yeah,
one part
it's
in that
awesome.
where like John's walking him down and Reek, I can't remember his fucking character's name. He's fucking running away through the club and he turns back and John's walking at him and like the screen behind him is all the fucking like circles. Like and it looks like a fucking like the boogeyman is like chasing him. It's like, oh, that's so perfect.
It is awesome. It's a great scene. Probably the best scene in the film, in my opinion.
You ever play Max Payne 3, Cody? Or
yeah.
Steve? Yeah, it reminds me of there's a good night. That game feels like John Wick basically, and there is a
It
club.
does.
There's a club at level that's awesome. It's very similar.
They need to bring that series back. That Max Payne. I love Max Payne 3. I really
awesome.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. The protagonist is like the most depressed man, who's popping shots and pills, and then you just go and like kill like everyone.
You're doing fucking like leaping backflips with guns.
Yeah.
You're talking about a movie
Yeah,
that
man.
fell on its fucking face.
Oh yeah, they made that into a movie, didn't they?
And Mark Wahlberg was Max
I didn't even
Payne.
see that.
It had fucking
Tough
wings
choice.
in it and everything. I don't know. I didn't really know the lore of Max Payne before I hopped in that. I was like, this is kind of an odd movie.
And there is like weird little scenes in the games where you're like walking through a nightmare and like you have to but he's never where he's a fucking angel.
No.
You know?
No.
It's just
It's
like
similar to
a
this.
drug addict guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and his like family got murdered by like bad guys, so he's pretty similar to John, honestly, just hell bent and depressed.
Yeah. Really tough dog killing scene. That dog is about the cutest dog I've ever seen. And
Yep.
just to kill it like that sucked.
I hated that.
Nailing the
Like,
motive.
I hated that. Like when he like wakes up, that you could see the dog crawled to him while the dog was dying and the blood was on the floor.
It's
Like
making me sad just thinking about it, actually.
it's brutal. But he gets the other dog,
Yeah,
which
he
is
does.
just as cute, just in a different way.
Yeah, it's particularly tough because that's a puppy. You know,
They're both.
no, not that it's ever easy to kill a dog, but you know,
Unless you're Christy Nome.
True.
Shouts out. Shouts out to Ice Barbie. Fuck that lady. John Wick, any other thoughts before we rate this bitch?
Only thing I don't like about like rewatching some of these movies is sometimes you start seeing some like weird little plot hole kind of things. Like not even plot holes, but like in the last scene when he's like fighting Vigo and they're in the car and smashing into each other and all that. Like eventually like he gets like hit out of the car and he like jumps out and then he's like soaking wet and it's pouring rain. It's like if you watch like the whole scene, like it doesn't rain any time before that. Until he gets knocked out of the car, then it's pouring rain and he's soaking wet. And it's like
It's not a plot hole. That's what we call a continuity error, Steve.
yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it doesn't rain the entire time. Then all of a sudden, as soon as he gets hit out of it, it starts pouring and he's already soaking wet. Like
absolutely. And every movie has these, you know,
Yeah.
every movie has them. It's just kind of what happens when you make a production this big. But yeah, I mean, rated out of 5.
I feel like I give every fucking movie 4 stars, but it's a 4-star movie.
Okay. No, hey, it's your opinion, dude. Jacob?
I was going to go 3.5 just because of rewatchability and how enjoying. Like, it's not like the most beautiful crafted movie, but for what it wants to do, it does it.
For me, I love this film, but it's not. I think 2 is like sneaky kind of my favorite, and also 4 is really good. So if it's not my favorite in the series, I can't really. I think 3.5 is a fair rating.
4 has Boban, right?
2, I think 3 has Boban.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. 2 is when you get the homeless people, right? That's when the homeless
yes
killers. What's
somebody
the guy's name?
please, yeah, bring this man a gun.
Also, like Jason Moustakis being like one of the homeless people, but he doesn't talk. It was very funny.
No, yeah,
they just put him in there for like fucking one scene. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, 3.5 stars, 3.5, 4 for Steve. Good film and a good way to wrap up Revenge Month. This is a nice little contained revenge story in itself, not to mention the revenge continues. Next month we'll be racing to the finish line because Lord knows as Celtics fans, I just won't want to see how this sort of plays. I don't have any rooting interest anymore. I just kind of want to see how it pans out. And all I can hope for is good basketball along the way. But we are racing towards the end of the basketball season here in round 2. And for this month, we are picking racing movies that involve races. And we picked 4. We are going to start the month off with Fast and Furious. I mean, come on. The seminal one of our generation that sort of reboots the racing genre. And then spawns a franchise in its own right that makes billions of dollars still. But this is the first one. Second, we're doing F1, a recent release starring Brad Pitt. Highly critically acclaimed, covers F1 racing, a sport that in itself is burgeoning and pretty popular here in America now.
What a fucking word.
What?
Burgeoning.
Burgeoning?
Jesus Christ. We couldn't come up with a better way to say the least biggest loser, but we can come up with fucking burgeoning.
Yeah, I mean, it just means coming, you know.
I'm gonna yell that next time.
I'm burgeoning.
I'm burgeoning.
I'm sure he'll love that, dude. Number 3 will be Talladega Nights, a classic. Racing, obviously, about NASCAR. Will Ferrell, Sacha Baron Cohen. Then we're wrapping up the month with Ford vs Ferrari, probably the most critically acclaimed film of the bunch. Christian Bale, Matt Damon. We'll see. That'll be racing to the finish month. And boys, don't be too down, all right? Just keep those chins high. We got next season. We got the Jays. We got Joe Mazzulla. We'll be all right. Just keep the fucking faith. It didn't go the way we wanted, but that's why they call it playing basketball, not winning. Right?
Yeah.
All right. That's been us. That's been 3 sad Celtics fans reacting to the day after our boys get eliminated. But heal up, JT. Heal up, JB. Rest up. Let's come back. Let's reload.
Love you guys.
And enjoy the rest of these playoffs.
Hope you guys have a good vacation. Go Celtics.
Go Celtics forever. Congrats, Sixers. but go Celtics.
Love you guys.
All right, love you. Bye.